AR. Hey, bud. Are you there?
Yeah, hold on. I'm trying to... Give me a second. I'm trying to... Wait. Hold on. Sorry about that. Hold on. Let me try to... Sheesh, man. What the hell? All right. We're back on. Try to get this going back on. Okay. We got it.
What the hell, AR?
Hold on. Okay. I think we're good. We're good.
We're good. And I understand my argument might have made a lot of atheists upset because you cannot deny the existence of God. And the secondary arguments of what God is, if it's the universe, if it's a transcendental mind, if it's Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior himself, these are all secondary arguments. And I understand Jim was upset with that when he added all other characteristics to God, like him having a tutu or something else. The definition stands is the universe existing as God.
Mid closing argument, mid closing statement. What the fuck?
Yeah, that wasn't cool.
Should we finish his closing statement?
Yeah.
I already lost the gusto with which I was delivering my closing. I mean, at this point, look, God doesn't exist, and it wasn't proven that he did. The end.
Laughable.
Okay. I would say let's do the audience vote, but like, damn it, we had like 100 people in here.
Yeah, what the hell?
The audience vote I saw was pretty biased.
I'm disappointed, man. I'm disappointed.
Jim, I understand you're disappointed. That's why I gave this argument.
No. I'm disappointed.
It was to disappoint you.
It
was for you to concede to God. That's exactly why this argument was presented.
No, I wasn't disappointed in your argument. I'm disappointed that it ended right as we were like finishing, so it kind of like killed the vibe.
It did. AR, what happened there? What happened? Your phone die?
I don't know what happened. But it's fine. I mean, hold on.
We were the last debate of the night. It is late night. Yeah. I think we're at question time.
Like 1 in the morning, bro.
So are we doing questions?
All right, yeah. Let me just try to. Why is it like? Hold on. I'm gonna put myself big. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Okay. Run a poll, Yaya.
Yeah, we'll just wait for everybody to get back. I guess we'll wait for everybody to get back here. So
Yaya's the best.
Yeah, like look. If I was to say that like, God is a unicorn, and the denial of unicorns makes you an atheist. Do you deny that unicorns exist, Kai?
Oh, they exist conceptually, Jim. You referred to the unicorn.
No, okay.
They exist conceptually. To deny the concept of a unicorn would be incoherent when you're talking about a unicorn.
Yeah, can you point to a unicorn, Kai?
Do you know what I learned, Manuel, when I just said to you 5 minutes ago? That a dishonest man is going to always find a way.
What is your question, Jim?
No matter what you ask him.
Why do I hear
Can you point to a unicorn so that we know it exists?
Yeah, for sure, no problem. This is some imagery on Google.
That's an image. That's not a unicorn.
Of multiple.
I'm talking about a real unicorn.
Yeah. So in my house currently, we don't have any unicorns. But this concept of unicorns, you can see, is clearly recognized amongst society.
I'm sorry.
Is somewhat of a horse.
I'm sorry.
With somewhat of a magical spike coming in.
Was my claim that pictures of unicorns exist? I'm sorry, was my claim that pictures of unicorns exist? Because if my claim was pictures of unicorns, then you have a point. But I didn't say pictures of unicorns. Yeah, so do unicorns exist?
Conceptually, of course. You're referring to unicorns.
Okay, so now you're making some type of...
Are you denying
Hold on a second. Let's explore that. You're pointing to some type of conceptual existence, right? How do you justify or confirm that conceptual existence exists?
Jim, you're referring to something, and if it doesn't exist, you're referring to non-existence.
I'm sorry. Was that an answer to my question?
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Oh, okay. So are you conceding that you're an atheist? All right. Thank you. Thank you for your concession. Kai's an atheist.
Jim, you killed it there.
I rest my case. I rest my case.
Kai, you're an atheist now, bro. Shut up.
You killed it there.
You conceded, bro. Yeah.
You got me,
Anyways,
G.
Kai,
I moved.
I want to ask you a
moved
question.
to the
We gotta ask
nothing
questions now.
existing side.
We gotta ask questions now, though. But we gotta ask questions. Kai, like, why come up here and just be such a dishonest pussy and waste everyone's time, bro?
Damn.
You gave him a semantic. You made him give a semantic concession, and you took the win and ran with it. That's such a dishonest pussy move. Can we agree to that, Kai?
I would say that this is an atheist platform, and I presented the argument that would suit an atheist.
No, that's just a semantic concession. There's no theological implications there. You just made basically. If I told you that unicorns exist, right, and I said, well, I define unicorns as the cup sitting in my fucking room or my leg, right? Do you not believe my leg exists? And you're like, oh yeah, well your leg has to exist. Then you believe in unicorns? Is that fucking is that valuable? No.
My argument, G, did clearly what I wanted, right?
Yeah. All you did was just give him a semantic. You made him give a semantic concession, and then like ran away with like.
G, did he concede? G, with all due respect, the topic of the debate was, does God exist? And you just said he gave a concession to God's existence. So yeah, I did my part as a debater.
A semantic concession.
I did my job.
Kai, listen. Do you take it that
that is what the debate was about?
Kai, hold on, Kai. Do you take it that I don't know you take it that unicorns have ontology and they exist physically?
I wouldn't make that claim. I don't know.
Do you think they do or not?
Suspending judgment on the existence of
okay, well, listen. Look. I define a unicorn to be everything, right? You deny everything existing?
Saying that God and the unicorn.
No. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that the unicorn is everything, bro. Are you denying everything right now?
Under that understanding, sure.
Okay. Exist. You believe in unicorns.
Yeah, I would concede to the unicorns existing if the unicorns, under your definition, would be everything that exists.
Okay, and do you find that to be meaningful?
What does this do for you in your atheism?
Exactly, bro. Thank you. What does this even do for me, right?
In my argument,
you agree that it's just being trivially, it's just a trivial semantic concession, and you're being a little bitch. Like,
G, under the God concept. Okay. G,
no,
Kai, you're being a little
come on, bro. Like man to man, bro. Like this is so dishonest, dude. You could have really.
This is the atheist shuffle, right?
This isn't an atheist shuffle, Kai. Come on, you're being dishonest.
You concede to God's existence.
You did not give an argument. You made a semantic concession. That's all you did.
I've heard Jim cry. I've heard you cry. I'm probably going to hear 5 other atheists come up here and cry. That's the argument.
No,
cry about it.
Listen, Kai, you made yourself look awful in front of the entire community. Like, I don't know why you would do. You just seem like a little bitch. You're coming up here and like being all smug and shit and making you're just dishonest. This is just awful. Imagine an actual Eastern Orthodox person coming here and like expecting you to defend the faith. And you come up here and you just assume natural pantheism like a little bitch. This is just sad, bro. Like, this is awful. This makes you look awful, bro. You're just disappointed in the entire thing.
Wait, hold up. I actually do have a real question for Kai. So, Kai, do you believe God made the universe?
So I hold to a creation.
So the universe made itself.
I would disagree with the pantheist understanding of God. Yes.
Oh my fucking god!
So you don't agree with the argument you gave?
There's no point to this. He's gonna be dishonest with everything. Just
wait. I know. I just want to
argue
a position you don't even hold to.
Yes, that's what he did.
When a pantheist refers to everything existing as God, I will grant their God existing.
Kai, did you just listen to Butcha? Kai, did you really just run Butcha's argument on this?
Hold on a second. Look, you know what's really interesting is that even though it may not seem like it, these formal debates really put you on the platform in terms of testing the grit of you as a debater. And you think you may have gotten a win, but in front of the whole community, you took a major loss. Because this was your opportunity to actually debate And I'm not saying I'm the best
Jim,
debater,
you
but
had
I'm
a
a pretty good
concession.
debater. I'm sorry.
Jim,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Can I get my mod powers back? Because we're no longer debating.
Yeah,
so
no
I can
debate. I know you like my mute button.
mute this piece of shit. Yeah,
When
I
you
can mute this piece of
concede,
shit.
you get upset.
So like, look. Yeah, no, that's fine. Look, I'll admit I conceded. But if you
Okay,
think that that's a
God.
win, look, if you think that that's an actual win in this debate community, you're laughable, right? You're a joke.
Kick them.
Right? Nobody's gonna take you seriously.
Oh wait, don't
Like,
kick
do you
bring him
think
back up.
do you think that the majority of the community now who actually like enjoys formal debate is gonna take you as an honest interlocutor?
Yeah,
You're a fucking joke.
I think he left.
You're a fucking joke now.
He did leave.
You're a joke.
I think he left.
That was the worst.
Dude, and I was excited too because like,
I've ever
listen, I've
seen.
never heard Kai not run tag, and I was like, he's finally not. He's
No,
finally
I
gonna run
actually
some
agree with
argument.
Shark. And look, I think you guys as hosts, when he said, I might have agreed with you that you could have allowed him to run the natural pantheist argument and you for the sort of forgo the priors. But when he said in the debate, I'm an Eastern Orthodox and I affirm that God is true, and then proceeded with an argument, I don't know what more evidence you two would have required of obvious intellectual dishonesty. You both should have stopped the debate and said, this is dishonest fuckery. It's going to waste everybody's time.
Respectfully, you guys think I'm an asshole, and I grant that and concede to the proposition. But it's because it's necessary to ensure individuals are being honest about their beliefs. The second that he said that, you go, wait, flag on the play. Yes, he's semantically correct, but what is the goal? Is the goal to be dishonest just to paint a picture and to win this pointless TikTok debate of 80 people? Or do you set a precedent of holding people to an honest standard of what they believe? That's your fault. You two failed.
I was going to say, there was like the same question from Kai repeated, of what the topic of the debate was, which I thought was silly. And then the same exact questions just kept repeating and repeating. But my only problem was, I think another way, the host could have stepped in was after Jim gave his opener, and then after being questioned on it, Kai straight up said, "Oh, I didn't listen." What's the point then? What is the point?
No, okay. Moving forward, bare minimum, can you all please just set some basic fucking standard to flush out your semantics before the debate? This is not I've been telling you all for months at this point.
No, I still think you're fucking insane with that. Don't try to sway this.
I mean,
and use
look,
it as
I agree. I don't agree with
the
I don't agree with the thesis of semantic theism, but I agree with Shark that we definitely should CoCo or AR, whoever actually gets these debates set up.
That wasn't necessary, and it wasn't.
I know, but you need to ask.
Cage, I'm not saying they have to agree on what the term is. They have to agree on what the term is contextualizing for the proposition specifically. That's what they have to agree
if you
to.
need to do that for somebody who has been on this app for over a year and stouts himself as an EO, not a catechumen, by the way, a member of the Eastern Orthodox Church, if you need to get him to clarify what he means by God, he's obviously dishonest.
Yeah.
I also I guess it's not necessarily a rule, even a set of rules to be set. Before any of the debates even started. But I think going forward, and I have no jurisdiction at all. This is just advice from a viewer, I guess, but I think it would be mindful for the rest of the debate going forward, and the rest of the debates plural going forward, to pay attention to when things just start going circular. And once they actually start doing that, to forcefully move on so that the conversation can move on and they can have actually a successful debate rather than just keep moving in circles Jim and Kai did.
The problem is that
I agree. I think that in all three rounds, both on the cross exams and open dialogue, he refused to engage or answer in any of the questions that were presented.
That's what we would have kept doing. Even if AR and CoCo would have said something, Kai would have said, no, the proposition is God exists, or does God exist? And he says yes. But because you guys didn't flesh out what God means, it gets to mean whatever formal systems exist. Like, he didn't, in his defense, he didn't even make up an idiosyncratic definition. He used the formal system, right? And that's why you guys have to flesh out the semantics. You have to.
Hey, wait.
This isn't no. Look, I'm not going to sit here and also try to have you sway this to your side of nonsense either.
Hey,
right? Like, this isn't not. No. This isn't like we need to flush out every fucking word we use. What should have been obvious is Jim is very clearly a naturalist that's an atheist. He has said he's an Eastern Orthodoxy Christian. There should be no need to clarify there unless one of them is going to be a dishonest prick. And the fact that we need to have these rules now should be evidence that most of these motherfuckers and all the dumbasses that agree with them are just going to be dishonest pricks.
Also, wait. Actually, that is a good question. Wait, how does it feel to be on the same team as Kai?
As how do you feel about that? Wit's not on the team as him. Wit's trying to get on his team.
Yeah, Kai, how do do you feel? Does it decrease the probability of God being true now that you know Kai's on your side? And
no, it doesn't. I just think if you're gonna come up as a stated EO and have a position on God, which is, we have a theological position on that, and then argue for pantheism just to win a debate, then I think you've lost it.
He's a member of the church. I wish somebody sends that to his fucking liturgy. I would pay money, because I guarantee you if any one of those motherfuckers heard that shit, he would be embarrassed.
Real quick sorry.
I don't know if
for CoCo and AR, was there any standard? Sorry.
Oh,
was there any standard to get into these debates?
No. What do you mean standard?
To be honest,
what do you mean by Serbian EOs? Serbians are under EO. What does that even mean?
No, there's no standard. You message them, you say, me want, and they say, okay.
I told CoCo this last time.
I feel like for whatever reason, if it's the bad thing, but if organized debate happens like this again, I feel like there should be some kind of standard for, who can debate and at least why. Sometimes it could be not to throw him out of the bus, but PRK, is a little far out there, I would say.
Right.
But there's at least some there's some tangible conversation that we had, not necessarily a win or lose situation, but as far as I'm not saying get Darth Dawkins in here because that'd be silly, but someone actually worth debating and someone else worth debating, not the situation that
I just think
had.
This whole night, and specifically this conversation, it's gonna, and I hate to say it because I really don't like it, but I think it's gonna push me into formal debating because I've about had a fucking enough of it at this point.
You're real for that.
Yeah, you can't do it.
Cut off my left nut than drying this shit. I am disappointed that the second both of you heard I'm actually an Eastern Orthodox and continued to allow him to argue, I was fucking furious.
Look, I mean,
I was more furious after.
That's what I'm saying is
what are you two here for? Genuine.
I was crashing out in the comments.
Are you talking to me?
No. I want to know CoCo. What are you here for as a host? What is your function here other than a fucking publisher?
Dang, well, CoCo was here to he connected everybody.
What did he do? What did he do?
Don't get mad at CoCo.
Okay. Actually, wait, hold on. Wait, hold on. The criticism is fair. To be honest, I mean, I keep time and organize the events, but I get what you're saying. You want me to be more involved in the debate, but I typically just allow the competitors to have the freedom to make whatever argument that they're gonna make to win the debate.
But you don't see how that's obviously to allow.
Cage, you're literally expecting. Cage, you're expecting more from CoCo than the debaters, right?
I'm expecting more from the
he's
system
the organizer,
of
bro.
people. I expected.
I don't expect CoCo to organize.
Jim did his due diligence. Jim did his due diligence. Kai and CoCo. Look, Kai, obviously fucking dishonest. There's a reason why fallacies are not permitted in formal debate. The reason is because if you're somebody like Kai, it doesn't matter if I have you on video murdering somebody. He's still gonna lie his way out of it. That's the reason why fallacies aren't allowed to be used.
That's why I'm saying maybe there should be like even if it's a low standard, but a
Your
standard
job as the
for
fucking
people to
host
come up.
isn't just to publish photos and record events and organize the time. I'm sorry, I can get a fucking AI to do that or some random publishing company. Your job is also to moderate the content of the debate so that not all of us sit here and listen to somebody say, I'm an EO, but I'm running this argument just to get social points, where their social points are worthless. Substance. Watch
Bad
any form of
CoCo.
debate.
Bad
If somebody
CoCo.
tried to pull this shit in academia, not only would they be bullied into being just a laughingstock of the entire society, they would probably never debate again.
Bad CoCo.
Yeah, Coco, like, listen, you should probably make them, like, at least hold to their position, like, before, like, say you give like a proposition or whatever, and one takes the negation and one takes the, like, the affirmation, you have to, like, ask them what their exact positions are, and, like, you shouldn't let them just, like,
Whoa, you mean, wait, are you saying they should have to flush out their semantics before the debate? Holy shit, why haven't we thought of that fucking first?
I'm just saying, they don't even have to sit down and be like, listen, this is what I take God to mean, this is what I take yap to mean. I'm just saying, look, this is my position, I'm a naturalist. Look, this is my position, I'm Eastern Orthodoxy. These are my, I have my entailments, I'm going to expound on them. I'm going to prove which one is right and wrong, and then you go from there. But if it's
that's
just like,
that's part of flushing out semantics, right?
We also
agree.
but the thing is, like, before the debates, I put everyone for the most part in group chats to, like, talk to each other about, like, terms and stuff and, like, the conditions of the debate. But I do like, I can for future debates, once we set the proposition, also ask the debaters to also, like, register or set their position or, like, what they're arguing per se, and then going into the debate, like, if they argue anything different, then I can hold them accountable and be like, you're off your position.
Shark, do you take that natural language is not something that's intelligible to everyone?
But natural, you just mean like the social consensus of what we're agreeing to?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think most of us are just presupposing the language, and it's going to be generally accepted across the board. We're just contextually. I think it was pretty obvious what Kai doing was dishonest in an attempt to focus on quote unquote winning a debate, but he won nothing and wasted everybody's time.
Yeah. For the record, I told Jim for the debate that this guy was going to be a dishonest, slimy prick. But I think me and Jim were both surprised at the amount of slime ball nonsense that just occurred.
Yeah, I mean, look, I
want to go take a shower right now. That's how icky I feel.
Well, like,
yeah,
but we
Kai
agree.
just want to come out.
Do we agree? Semantics alone.
Kai's in a request.
I wasted my time for an hour.
Bobby, are you done?
Can we all just listen, just to, like, get this picture, like, clear? We understand that based on the proposition alone, with lacking context, Kai won.
I guess.
So miraculous. The topic of the debate.
You don't need to go over the semantics. Listen, man, I'm the last person you need to go over the semantics with. I understand what you did.
Yeah, it's over. Guys, you don't like the argument, cry about it.
I'm not wasting my time for another hour.
God damn it! I
listening
wanted to
his
ask him a
dishonest shit.
question.
Like, are you guys serious? You want to listen to more
I just wanted to ask him
dishonesty?
one question.
No, listen, because Kai can be reasonable.
I'm a force this here.
What question are you going to ask him that you think he's going to substantively and honestly answer?
Wait. We need.
I was just going to ask for a reason why he didn't listen to Jim's opener.
Yeah, Kai needs to be here to answer questions. Someone needs to drop.
Kai needs to come up here to answer questions. Who wants to drop?
Sorry, Forrest. I mean, you took Kai's spot.
I just want to ask Kai that one question, then I'm gone.
What is he answering questions about?
Okay.
Moderators are kicking me.
To be honest, this is kind of the after party, but okay.
Yeah.
It is fine. I did get a concession, and I got kicked. This is expected.
Kai, do you understand what dishonest means? What do you think of dishonest means?
What is
Can
dishonest?
I ask my question?
Dishonest means that you are an Eastern Orthodox person, right? And you know.
Hey, speak into your phone when you talk to me.
And you know that, like, whenever you guys agree to this proposition.
I love you. I love you so much.
Yeah,
I
just don't think there's a point in speaking to
what is your
dumb fucks
God
like
concept
this.
under Eastern Orthodoxy?
I did, like,
My God concept would be the triune Christian God would be my fullest understanding.
So when
through
Kai,
Jesus
when you,
Christ,
Well, can we
based
please
on
have
a
this
monolith.
person over here ask her
When you
question?
Hey, real quick. The lady has a question. Let her
Yeah,
speak.
just so we can get rid of him and be over with it. Because
Okay, I didn't add that. Let the lady speak.
Thank you. Okay, Kai. When Jim was giving his opening statement. He fleshed out almost every single question that you had after that point. And then when it got to talking about it, you said, "Oh, I didn't listen." Why?
I listened to the open statement partially, but because what happened here was Jim is thinking that he's going off his specific definition. To be completely frank, it has nothing to do with Jim's definition of God existing or not. He could not even know a definition, right? The fact of the matter is he conceded to God existing. The topic of the debate was, does God exist? My personal God, being the triune Christian Orthodox God, transcends all categories beyond understanding, right? This is strictly experiential.
You just said my personal God.
Okay.
You just said my personal God, though.
Hold on a second. So let me ask, right? If it was the case that I held to global atheism and you define God as a universe, then I would concede that God exists. However, I am not arguing the position of global atheism. So there wasn't a concession, right? So you're under. So
you concede that God exists.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Why are we still talking to this fucking idiot?
Can we not?
You assume. Hold on a second. You assume that I was taking the position. You assume that I was taking the position of global atheism and asserted the win, right? I wasn't taking a position of global atheism. I was taking the position of local atheism, and under local atheism, right, this notion that is compatible with local atheism, there's no contention, right? So there is no win. There's only a win if and only if I was taking a position of global atheism, which is not a point that
debate is over.
Not a position I was taking.
Jim,
why are we still talking to this dishonest scumbag? Genuine question.
Look at you, atheists, upset with the argument. Can't resort to anything.
I'm also not. For fuck's
sake.
Just
to clarify, I'm not an atheist.
I don't know
I think what you did. I'm not an atheist.
Hold on, let Kai.
I'm gonna try this again.
Why?
I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna try this again.
Atheist shuffle.
I'm gonna try it again.
Stop kicking Kai. I don't know who's kicking Kai, but please.
I'm kicking Kai. He's dishonest as fuck.
I'll kick me too when you lose the debate.
Doing that.
I'd be mad if an atheist holding atheist live streams and get proven God exists. I'd be upset too. I understand your emotional distress in the situation.
Well, Shark's trying to talk.
Kai, I'm not an atheist, and I'm telling you, you were a dishonest scumbag.
Yeah, you're a heretic. There's a difference.
You just argued for atheism.
Hold on. Am I a heretic?
You just argued for
really feel like this, like, if you want to hold on, if you want to charge, right, that like people hold different theological positions, that's fine. But I don't know what substantive argument that you're making when you appeal to pantheism to win a debate.
Like, you understand? Hang on, Kai.
Wait, did you just say I won the debate?
No. You understand?
It's
Kai, you understand?
It's not about personal opinion.
No, Kai, you only won this debate.
You didn't say that, though.
Kai, you only won this debate if and only if you are also a heretic.
Yeah, you realize that, right?
You're an Eastern Orthodox.
He's calling other people heretics.
Wait, hold on, Kai. You realize that, right? If the only way you'd win this debate is if you agree that,
like, Kai,
I'm
open. I'm open and honest. I'm a heretic. Your turn.
Yeah, Kai. Like, you agree that the only way you would ever win this debate is if you hold to natural pantheism, right? But you don't, because when you espouse the words God exists, you don't mean the natural pantheist God. You mean the Jesus Christ, God, Father, Son, Holy Spirit trio, right? You agree to that, right?
Welcome to being a heretic, my boy.
Unless you're natural pantheist to win this debate, but either way, you didn't win shit then.
Understanding does exist, which would concede to God existing. Now,
Wait,
I have no understanding
He's so
of God.
dishonest. What more do you fucking people need?
The understanding.
What do you mean?
Look at this
Hold on
cry.
a second. Like, what
So,
do you
Wit,
mean?
what do you have to say? Wits and EOs.
Yeah, Wit thinks you're a dishonest
listen to me.
scumbag as well,
Listen.
Kai.
EO, I want to hear Wit's EO opinion.
Thank you, for the love of God. What do you mean that pantheism exists? In what sense do you mean it exists? As a concept?
You're defining God as everything that exists.
Did Jim define God as that?
It doesn't, Wit, it has nothing to do with, if Jim defined God as contradictory, it doesn't matter. The argument here is, does God exist?
What's the argument?
The way
what's the
he
argument that I have
defines
to
it
hold to?
is a non
What's the argument
sequitur.
that Yeah, what's the argument that I have to hold to your definition of God? What's
Yeah,
the
no
argument that I
joke.
have to hold
What
to
is-
your definition of God?
Kai, what have you proven other than some kind of false notion of theism is like equivocating on naturalism? That's all you've done.
With
All
our
you've done
God,
this entire hold on, Kai. The entire time that you've done, I've listened to Cease and whatever the fuck, whoever else debate this exact fucking topic about naturalism and pantheism. And it's the same thing. They're both equivocating on the same thing. All you've done is shown that they're the same fucking thing. They're just calling it something different. You haven't proven God. And I don't know why you think that appealing to pantheism as an Eastern Orthodox, which you explicitly said that you are, is proving God. I don't understand that.
with our God transcends all categories, and I would argue even the title God. So for me to argue my God, wait. Our God in the scripture told us this is an intellectual problem for the atheist. This
Kai,
is a
stop
spiritual
mentioning atheists.
issue.
Can
That's
I
a
have one
natural
final
pantheist
question.
argument.
Kai,
That it's not an intellectual problem.
I have one.
But a spiritual issue, because they will concede to God. That's the whole point, Whit. To get them upset.
In what
And
way?
you see that
look,
here.
Look,
They
hold on,
conceded.
Hold on.
It's done.
Hold on. In what way?
That it's respectable.
I'm sorry. Yeah, look. In what way was me agreeing that things exist?
Jim, you're
now
muting because you conceded.
Kai, look, I know
Very
that you
simple.
want. I understand that this is like very.
Hold on. In what way was me agreeing that like my coffee cup exists overcoming a spiritual issue?
No, you. That's between you and the Holy Spirit, sir. Under my paradigm.
So is it the case? Is it the case? Yeah. Again, you're not answering questions.
Argument.
Is it the case that me accepting Is it the case that me accepting that a coffee cup exists overcoming some spiritual issue? Is that the case? Yes or no?
You're muting because you lost the argument.
Yes or no?
And it's okay.
Yes or no? Yes,
Maybe people don't like
now, look, in the debate, I couldn't stop you from not answering questions, right? Because that's all you did, not answer questions. But here, I could press you when you don't answer questions. See, that's a difference. So is it the case that me accepting that my coffee cup exists, me overcoming some spiritual issue? Yes or no?
After he answers, can I ask my final question?
The
answer is no.
Real quick.
Okay, so you did nothing to prove that an atheist has a spiritual issue, right? Because all you had me do was concede that my coffee cup exists. You
conceded God exists, and you denied the Spirit. That's exactly what I presented here. You accept
I need
God
you to be really honest with me
under
right now.
this part, but you lack the spiritual foundation and the experience. It's very easy. Jim, you conceded. It's done.
Hold on a second.
You want a different topic? We can debate it more.
Yeah, that's fine. Look, Profound wanted to ask a question.
Give this argument.
Profound wanted to ask a question. Profound wanted to ask a question.
We can do. Does the Eastern Orthodox
Yeah, look, we could say, does the Eastern Orthodox God exist? And then I'm going to just define Eastern Orthodox God as a contradiction, right? As a squared circle. I'm going to define the Eastern Orthodox God as a squared circle, and then I could win the debate, right? Because under semantics, like I could use the definition of a squared circle as being the Eastern Orthodox God. And so you have no way of proving that squared circles exist. You ready for that debate? Let's go.
Yeah, so the Eastern Orthodox God transcends existence. That's the understanding of the Eastern Orthodox.
We're not doing this.
The Eastern Orthodox Church holds that
you already lost the debate.
God transcends
He's
existence.
what do you people think he's gonna say? Genuine question. What do you people think he's gonna say? All right, I was a dishonest scumbag. You guys are right.
Let Profound ask her question. Let Profound ask her question. Jesus.
I'm sorry. The only reason I'm pressing so long is because we keep going in a circle.
That's because he's dishonest, Profound.
Kai, I have a question for you, and then you can continue. That's it. Kai, okay. If let's just say, if the debate didn't go as it did, where it was super circular, how would you have even landed your point on evidence for your God? I'm curious. That's it.
Yeah, so my understanding of the Christian Eastern Orthodox God, it's the best explanation and the fullest understanding of God, because he revealed himself not what he is, but who he is, the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. I don't view truth as the end of a syllogism, but as a person, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior.
So if Jim can use his definitions for his naturalist, like atheist worldview, why is that a problem when you just defined, the way that you would prove your God as your view being the right one and the true one?
Yeah. So the debate panel wasn't is the Eastern Orthodox God the correct God? It was, does God exist?
Right.
So that's a secondary argument, and that's what I'm trying to cite here. Is all of this is secondary, guys. None of this is foundational to the understanding of the existence of God.
Did you get a
Don't kick
sufficient
him right
answer to your
after,
question?
because I need to ask him an honest question, because I know exactly why he used this argument.
Do you think you're going to get an honest answer?
No, listen, I know why he used this argument. I just want to know. I just want to know if it's because I'm just have hypothetical. I have a hypothesis.
Okay, when he doesn't answer you, I'm going to say you're dumb as fuck. Go ahead.
Then I'll kick him. I'll kick him myself. All right, but
No,
Kai,
don't kick him. I want to.
Kai, be honest. Be honest with me right now, okay? Did you just listen to Butch's stupid ass fucking lives about atheism and how it's it doesn't? There's no unfalsifiable way to claim that pantheism isn't true if you're an atheist, and run this argument to be pedantic and fucking like a pussy and not have to use your actual position? Be honest, because I know that's why you did it, bro. We were both there when you used the same exact argument.
Yeah, the prompt wasn't Kai's position. It was, does God exist?
Yeah, no.
So let's make this clear. You're the pussy being upset at reality.
Yeah, Kai, you're the pussy.
Smart enough to be an atheist.
Kai, you're the
simple. You're not smart enough.
Did you answer your question?
Kai, no, hold on, Kai. Listen, you're being the pussy because you're the one that came here to be
You're not smart enough, brother.
Yeah, you're fucking idiot, Kai. Half the time,
I think I was correct.
Kai, yeah, kick him, bro.
Let's just let Dwight fucking ask the question. Go.
Yeah, hold on, but Kai, you're being such a pussy right now, bro. I don't know why you're being.
I don't know why this is surprising. He's been doing it for an hour.
During the Q&A, I just want to say, when you get destroyed in an atheist live stream, and I get
ask your question, Dwight. I'm getting tired of this.
I'm not doing anything. I'm chilling.
Well, it's not really a question. It's more of a statement. But even under the paradigm that Kai, just hush, child. Even under the paradigm that Kai set up here, Jim refuted it. Jim, Kai, why are you trying to interrupt, bro? Show some impulse control. You're like a teenager at a school table or whatever.
What up, Forrest?
But Jim pointed out a flaw in your logic, and you ran from the questions every single time. And I've been waiting so long, I kind of forgot the point. But no, you did. You ran over and over again. So
who's doing that? Kai.
True. Kai, listen to me. Like, I know. Listen to me, Kai. It's factually untrue, and this is just not a good look for you to sit here and say that Jim tried to be a mod so that he can mute you during a debate. That's just factually untrue. You don't need to go there. You don't need to do it.
Yeah, AR.
Yeah, I even said that unmoderated. Yeah, shut up. Yeah, shut up. I even said
Kaya.
I even said that if I unmuted you in the debate, I forfeit the debate, such that I was not going to use my mod powers, right? But you had to be a little bitch and cry about it and be like, "Go debate you."
Okay, so we don't need to go there, but like Kai, again, like you have this notion, right? You're at least holding the Eastern
Did I
Orthodoxy.
have a concession? Yes or no?
No, you didn't.
No, you didn't.
You did.
Laughable wit.
Is it okay if I kick him out?
Hey, listen.
It's ridiculous what you just said.
Hi.
It's ridiculous.
Listen, look.
You all conceded. and I understand it makes you upset.
Hi.
Just a pigeon on a chessboard.
Our God
Hi,
transcends
what's a
existence.
Christian?
Do you
She just
agree or
thinks you're
not?
fucking dishonest scumbag.
Do you agree our God
God
transcends
damn,
existence?
shut the fuck
Yeah,
up.
Kai, this isn't me debating you or not.
I'm asking you a simple question, Whit.
I believe in monarchical Trinitarianism, but I just don't know. Look.
Kai, stop.
Oh my God.
Hey, Kai, what happened here in this debate is Jim said there's a distinction between pantheism and atheism, and he allowed you multiple times. He allowed you multiple times to give that distinction, and you couldn't. So Jim didn't concede that pantheism is true. He conceded that things exist. That's not a concession that pantheism is true, especially given that pantheism gives divinity to existence. It's not just God is everything. That's not pantheism. God is a divine being, or everything is a divine being called God. That is pantheism. Jim specifically asked you for the distinction, and you ran and ran and ran and ran because you're a bitch.
Clarifying questions, and the insults by these questions behind them is enlightening.
91% is the biggest loss in the history of these debates, right?
he's being
Kai,
dishonest?
did you ever answer the question that Jim asked?
Kai, why do you think
ever give the distinction?
All I hear is upset atheists and Whit being upset.
Hey, real
that
quick.
our God transcends existence and isn't
Welcome to
fit for debate.
Hold on, did you just say that I denied that Christ is God?
No, I said God transcends existence and is not fit for debate.
I agree with all of what you're saying.
Okay.
You didn't argue that. You argued pantheism.
Whit, the topic was, does God exist under natural pantheism?
Is the pantheist God?
Be upset. Be upset. What are we talking about, Whit? What are we talking about?
I don't know why you're sitting here saying
everything is divine.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Can I ask a question? Oh my God, I didn't even get a question in. Wow.
I'll invite him back up.
Okay, wait. First of all,
Why do we
before he comes up here and starts spouting bullshit.
Fourth wants to ask a question, bro. I don't know.
Real quick.
God, sir, then why am I wrong about that? He didn't argue pantheism?
Tell sir to come up. Also, is 91 to 9%.
What did he argue then?
He just argued that everything. Look,
stop talking in the comments. Have him come up here and stop talking in the comments.
None of this is fucking important because he's just going to be dishonest. Why do you guys insist on asking questions when you know you're not going to get the answer you're looking for?
Rhaegar's right.
I'm not asking.
Yeah, you guys are
like,
right.
what the fuck are you guys doing for an extra
I'm asking
hour?
CoCo a
We sat here
question.
doing
No,
bullshit.
I'm just disappointed because listen,
CoCo,
Kai.
wait. Let's
didn't
stop
get his
talking
question
about it. That's what
answered.
he wants.
Whit didn't
Stop
get his
talking
question
about
answered.
Kai. I'm just
Dwight
gonna
didn't
go
get his question answered. CoCo didn't get his question answered. Forrest isn't going to get his question answered.
enough,
Are any of
Rhaegar.
you dumbasses going to get his question answered? No.
Thank you. You're right. Okay, CoCo. Is 91 to 9% the biggest? No degree got 9%.
No, I mean to this tonight. You mean?
Damn, 9%.
You talking about tonight? Are you
Hey
talking
everybody, sorry for talking over you. I hope everybody's doing great.
Are you talking about tonight, or are you talking about every debate? There?
I meant ever in the history of these debates. but
No,
I think
there was one. There was like 97, I think.
97?
Why did Jim lose that debate so bad?
Yeah.
So wait, hold on. Russell got 6%?
Yeah, so I think that was like 94 to 6.
Wow. I think this is just, it's time to hang it up for Russell.
Hey, no, but at least I'll give Russell props because he didn't act like Kai. He could have done the fucking Kai thing. Well, he's
still going to claim that he won. You know he's still going to claim that he won.
No. This is crazy. Like Russell and Cease to Know picked the topic, agreed on the judges, and after Russell lost the debate, he still crashed out.
Yeah, well, you know he's not going to accept losing, right?
Well,
he's
also,
the proverbial
People
pigeon on the chessboard. So is Kai. That's why we need to have Russell debate no degree. We need Kai debate big op because that's their playing field, you know.
But yeah, I mean I'm
people are prejudiced against Russell though, because Russell did very well in that debate, and people scored him low.
No, he
they don't
didn't.
Like him.
No, he didn't.
Kai wiped the floor with Jim in that debate.
Okay, so you're just dishonest as well. Okay. Hey, how does it feel getting on your knees for 2 different men at the same time?
Zach, now is not the time.
It feels good, bro.
Oh, it's Zach.
You think being gay is a crime? You faggot.
Fucking Zach.
Whoa.
Hey, that's a slow. Drop that.
Zach.
Did he say the F word, or am I tweaking?
I think we should do a case study, and why you all think it's a good idea to ask clearly dishonest individual questions.
Well, listen, look.
No, shut up. You're an idiot. Don't even. You don't even have any
Did
fucking
somebody
leg to stand,
slur me?
Emmanuel. I said you're not going to get an answer to your question. You're like, well, let's see, and then lo and fucking behold,
Bro,
you didn't get
but
an answer to your
Cage,
question.
look, I've spoken to Kai and he's been reasonable before, so I just
Wait, is that gay?
Was he reasonable then?
No, but like, listen,
who said he
look,
wasn't
I
going to
bet
be
you-
reasonable then?
I bet you, I'll screen record it. At some point, Kai's gonna be talking to me normally, and he's gonna be like, "Yeah, I was being dishonest." And I'm gonna send
Until
it
that happens, I was correct. You were wrong.
because like he knows when he's being fucking.
I think that having him up on the panel and seeing his continued dishonesty just rarefies the fact that he's just not worthy of being someone who you debate with. And excuse me,
I don't know.
but I'm
I
like
was
3
excited.
seconds.
I was excited to see you and him debate.
It's like, I'm not sure if they're stabbing me. Maybe if they get the knife deeper into my fucking lungs, I'll know if they're stabbing me.
Dude,
but
but
listen,
listen,
I
I
was
was
just
just
maybe you guys are playing checkers and Kai was playing chess.
This live might end, guys, because AR's been paused.
Zach,
for
were you
quite some
recording
time.
this? Please tell me you were recording this.
Yeah, but
yeah, I'm gonna upload it in 31 days.
Why do you upload things? Like I'll like hit my YouTube homepage and it'll be like, Zach uploaded 2 minutes ago, and it's like, you fucking demon.
I know. And right now I'm actually coding a script to do this stuff way better than I can. So I kind of don't got much left in me. Sometimes I'll light a match and I'll let it burn down to my fingertips.
For real?
Just so I can feel something.
I feel that.
I love Zach.
Yeah.
Spider-Man Noir.
What do you think can be done better?
CoCo, listen. I was like, you know, when like how you were saying like Rasoul and Cease was your most anticipated debate. This was mine, bro. I was like, I want to see Jim and Kai, and especially when Kai told me he wasn't running tag, I was like, holy shit, Kai's gonna run something that's not tag against Jim, who's like a really well-read person. I want to see what's gonna happen, and nothing happened. It was just a bunch of bullshit.
No, same. This was my most anticipated. I wanted to really see what Kai can do because I mean,
I was like.
I mean, I have my disagreements with Kai, but I could give Kai props. He's somewhat well read. He can stand his ground. So I actually thought this was going to be interesting. So I actually cracked down the comments.
Yeah, I was like,
read?
I'll give Kai the benefit of the doubt. Like sometimes he espouses on things he doesn't necessarily understand sometimes, but he's like fairly good at debating.
I'm
So I was
never
like,
trusting either of you with my kids. You guys have terrible character.
no, hold on, no, listen. So I was like, maybe Kai will present some very 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 good like counter arguments or something. Maybe he'll be good on rhetoric, but no, it was just.
This is like when you thought that man was a fucking Latino earlier. You're a terrible judge of character.
Cage.
Oh my god, yeah, what the hell?
I give people the benefit of the doubt. And
I'm not letting
something
you
you should do.
You'd be like, serial killer.
He literally told you that he can't even speak Spanish, bro.
Hey, real quick, are you gonna trust the guy with the free candy van that he has free candy?
He's a good guy.
Like,
He's got a white van with no windows.
I think I'm ready to formally debate at this point. I just need to.
Well, let's go with now.
Are you going to be the first Christian ever to get a W?
The sample size of the people who have the free candy vans, only a small percent of those people hurt children.
Wait, I'm so excited.
Hey, CoCo, how is Christ the theory of truth?
How, what?
Don't worry, Kai. I'm sure President Slim and any other fucking moron will host lives for you to be on. I promise you. And I mean that with full disrespect.
But like, dude, Kai, bro.
Like,
Kai.
I'm gonna be specific about my topic, but like I feel like I'm ready to do it because I'm about over this shit.
I'm following Kai. I was so expecting
not
Kai
good
to
against
get that rhetoric at least, bro.
Wait, what if you go against Ryan Mullins?
I think you need to hold on a second. I think you need to give EO like a second chance at debating me. Yeah, for sure. So like, let me debate a real EO person because Kai is not it.
Wait, actually?
Debate wit.
I can put you guys.
I'm not. Why would I debate Ryan Mullins?
Wait! I need a partner for the 30th.
Wait, no, wait, you got this.
I need a partner for the 30th.
Did you just ask me out?
Hey, yo.
No, like he needs someone to debate for the 30th. I have
For
one
what?
spot for the 30th.
Well, we can talk about it.
No, I'm still a catechumen, Kai.
I want to see Judge Jim against Wit. I really want to see Judge Jim against Wit.
I mean, I'm down for judges too. Because you know you're not going to win by percent. No offense.
I'm not gonna win by what?
Percent.
This is. I wanna.
This is a naturally. I can even admit to you because you're an honest person. This is an atheist crowd. Do you want to go? Do you want to go to Detroit? And you're playing for. And I'm playing.
We could stop the analogy.
You're playing for.
Lucian, I'm just screech. Did anybody see what Lucian said in the comments? Ryan treats me like the plague. This is the guy that thinks that that he has his own logic and whatever. Me and Jay might.
I think that if Witt got on their apostolic succession thing, they could win by percent for sure.
I actually think that if Witt debated Ryan Mullins, she'd stand a chance.
No, I wouldn't.
Actually, I think that if Witt's debating,
I agree with
there's no shot at
Blazing right now.
Oh yeah, the guy with the doctorate in philosophy
I agree
and
with
theology.
Yeah, versus
fucking.
the girl who graduated high school. Yeah,
At least
I don't really think.
Also, what's up with people in the comments
I
thinking
think
that
I
somebody
would rather have a substantive
Oh yeah, go ahead, Witt. Go ahead.
I'd rather have a
You did
substantive
swear.
conversation with Ryan Mullins than debate him formally. I'm good, but
Ryan's an interesting fellow.
I don't like. I just would be very specific about the topic. I would. I just need
Okay, well, I do need a partner and it is in like what 6 days.
for what?
I need somebody to debate me, some Christian, and nobody. I don't know who's
About
on
what?
that.
I don't know what you want to debate about.
I mean, we could just throw some ideas at me.
Problem of evil.
What about what about
I think you're definitely a worthy and probably better opponent.
what about change is a real feature of the world?
Oh, please get on panel, Lucian.
And I wouldn't say that.
Please.
I wouldn't say that to probably any Christian on.
Oh, so
ever.
when Kai wants to come up here and talk to
I
me,
can lick
I'm
my
called a
balls.
lunatic, but
I
when you
can
want to
lick
talk
my
to
balls.
Lucian,
No. Let's be clear about this. You had an hour and a half of evidence of him being clearly dishonest, and you still wanted to ask him.
Well, you
He's an
have
idiot.
like 3 years of Lucian being a fucking idiot. Like, so
Yeah,
why
at
would
least he's
you
not
even
dishonest. He's
Do you
just
guys
an idiot.
wait? Do you guys remember when I got slurred
I
and
grant
kicked,
that.
and now people in the comments are thinking that I said a slur?
Wait, Zach, you are gay, right?
Yeah,
No,
I'm
he's not
gay, but
gay.
that doesn't change the fact I got slurred.
He's
Now
not gay.
Now people are thinking I said a slur.
He's just not gay.
did
I don't
say
know
a
where this is
slur.
coming from.
Wait,
I've
who said
spoken with
it?
his partner.
Zach said a slur.
Wait, I'm not sure if he said it.
His
He
partner
did
is
say
slurred.
it. Absolutely said it.
Wait, Zach, do you take gay to be sex or gender?
What?
Do you take someone being gay to be based on sex or gender?
Is it
What? Both. Either. I don't
Sexual
care.
agenda.
Okay, well then you're not gay if it's based on sex. You are gay if it's based on, well, you might be gay if it's based on gender. Okay.
No, I am gay because I'm pansexual, and that's gay.
That's not gay. You're an idiot.
It's not straight.
That doesn't. Not straight doesn't mean gay.
You have
Yeah,
sex
No,
with pans?
pansexual means they fuck pans and shit.
Oh,
Like,
wow,
which
we have a
which
lot of
brand do you
original joke
prefer?
This is about as
makers.
dumb as Kai is.
If you think about it,
It's actually an insult to dumb jokes.
if you think about it, not having intercourse with exclusively women is gay.
No, it's not. No, this is like one of those dumb conversations we have with you where you're like, hey, hey, Rhaegar, is it gay for you to breathe air? Because men also breathe that air. It's like, what the fuck?
Oh, that's kind of spitting.
There are people who are asexual.
No, they're not.
Oh my god.
What about B?
someone blocking Kai's accounts?
I was, yeah.
Please, thank you.
I mean, like, look, I don't know.
Oh, I muted his first account because I'm not gonna lie. I have a lot of tolerance, but just blatant dishonesty is something.
No, you
can be the most-
don't.
I
Wait,
tolerate
is he
Clark.
also Canadian?
Look, I'll give a,
No,
I'll give a
he's
good
Canadian.
example, right? Like,
He said a boot.
everybody like always shits on Angel Investor, right? But Angel Investor actually came up and debated CoCo, right? And he, like, despite like what we may think of him, he debated in good faith, and he actually won the debate that he won against CoCo, right? And it gives him a little bit more of a
CoCo, you lost.
We
Yeah,
tied.
CoCo lost.
we tied or whatever, right?
It was technically a tie.
It was technically a tie, but like,
What's
look,
the technical part?
in
Did he
good
vote
how
himself?
is it a loss? Tangential, that's tangential.
How are we
all
going
I'm trying to say, hold on. All I'm trying to say is that, despite what you may think, at least like within the people who debate and take this seriously, right? It's like it gives Angel Investor a bit more like teeth, right, to bite down. But I think like the performance that Kai gave today just like is worse than that, right?
Yeah, for sure.
I think
I was
the worst
I've
thing
never
that Kai
seen him
did.
debate, man. I was so excited to see him.
Why
formally
would you
debate.
think Kai would do this though?
Well,
That's
the
my
worst
Why?
thing that Kai did hasn't even been talked about. The worst
What do you
thing he
mean,
did
why?
hasn't even been talked about. The worst
It's not
thing
like
he
we
did
had
was
tons
actually.
of priors of him being a dishonest scumbag before. Why would we ever expect that he'd be a dishonest scumbag in a formal scenario?
You suck. You lost. Lick my balls.
Wait. You guys haven't even brought up the worst thing that Kai did, which is at the very.
Bruh, that's so funny. Lucian, bro, let's all bully Lucian now that he's here. Hey, listen, give us your intuitional framework of logic and epistemology exactly.
Damn, that's crazy.
No, I just want to make this clear before this goes on. Was it last weekend? It might have been last weekend. No, probably during the week. Me, J Mike, Emmanuel here. We were all here talking about
Why do you call me about my
conversation.
government?
I'm not calling you for all gods do not exist, but anyways, we're all having a conversation, and then J Mike started asking about if he knows what an inference is. He said no. He asked if he knows what an inference rule is. He said no. He provided an argument that was formally invalid. He said he would accept that as valid. And then we provided an argument for his form of what he calls logic, which isn't what you would take anybody takes logic to be. So, Lucian, did you think you looked good, substantive, intelligent, even folk correct, or even somewhat intuitive of a position to anybody outside of yourself during that conversation?
Well, you're blatantly mischaracterizing what I said.
Did you not say that you didn't know what an inference was, such that J Mike had to define it for you?
He said blatantly.
That part is true, but
Okay, did you not know what an inference rule was, and J Mike had to give you examples of an argument structured by inference rules?
It's not going good for you, Lucian.
Okay, so that wasn't misrepresented. Did you also provide an argument that was formally invalid when discussing classical logic that you accepted as valid? Or you said you would accept, excuse me.
no, I proved why it doesn't need formalization.
Wait, you proved, okay, so the answer was yes, you would accept it, but you said it didn't need formalization.
Yeah, you guys accepted
Okay, so
it
that wasn't true. That was true as well. What part of what I said was inaccurate?
Did you accept that it doesn't need formalization?
No.
He's
I don't
laughing,
think
he's
me and J
trolling.
Mike both told you the reasons why classical
Does
logic is a
intuition
formal
need
system,
formalization?
and intuitionist logic is a formal system, but you're not even appealing to intuitionist logic. What you mean by intuition is some non-qualitative seeming that I have that this thing is true, which is an
Tell me how.
epistemic phenomena, not a logic one.
Tell me how intuition can be formalized.
Yeah, just look at
Lucian.
intuitionist logic. I'm not going to do the work for you, Lucian. Google this shit.
But
Yeah, Lucian, why don't you
intuition-
put in the work? Lucian, you could like come up with a really cool like fucking philosophy that you just want like Shark's weird ass like heretical like fucking Christianity, whatever. But at least he tries, you know. Shark like pops a book or two.
I don't
Like
think
you're
so.
gonna come up with some random bullshit, like read, bro. Like come up with something that makes sense.
He doesn't read. He's been here for years. He didn't know what a fucking inference was.
I know, but like give it some listen, give it some fucking energy.
No, I
Actually
just,
get
you
into
know what? I'm
philosophy.
sorry, Lucian. You should be as dishonest as Kai, because you would look.
Do you guys
at
ever
least
stop
like me better.
talking, bro? Oh my god.
Like everything I said, you said what I said
I'm
was
trying to
blatantly
explain it if you would
misrepresented,
let me.
but everything I
Yo,
said was true.
Lucian, anything you're saying doesn't make sense. We follow look, it's like comparing apples to oranges. Look, intuition isn't, infallible, bro. Like just because you look up the definition and
That's
it
not
says
my point.
No, what was the other thing you said? You said you have.
That's not my
magic
point right
knowledge.
now, bro.
Wait.
Paige,
The
don't you
other
remember?
thing you said, Lucian, and I'm going to be so clear with this. You said I have magic knowledge that arguments can be sound, and what you mean by magic knowledge is I have an intuitive seeming about X. And by
Ma-
intuitive seeming, you mean you have some tingle in your nutsack that this thing might be true.
Magic means it can't be naturally explained, and intuition can't be naturally explained by definitionally.
It's not like psychology exists, right? You've never cracked open one of those books before?
Define intuition.
Yeah, I'm not a psychologist, but I would appeal to the psych standard usage of what intuition is. So just
Yeah, it
Google
has
that.
no natural explanation.
Just Google psychology definition for intuition, and that's what I'm appealing to.
Yeah.
I'm assuming you have a search engine on your fucking 1990 Ti-83.
Then define intuition if you have your own.
I don't. I said I would appeal to the psychological standard that you said doesn't exist.
You're kind of getting dog walked.
So
I
you're
would just
using your
pretend
own
your Wi-Fi
standard
cut off.
when the standard definition of intuition
No,
is
you
knowledge
said
without
that's-
explanation.
You said that you said that intuition can't be explained by natural causes or natural means. And I'm saying, look, unless you think psychology has just been sucking its own dick for the last 50 years, clearly you're misinformed.
Can you define intuition?
Yeah, give me a second. I'm just gonna go do the work for you because clearly you don't have a search engine.
I mean, you should have
Yeah,
your
look,
semantics, bro.
Lucian, have you ever heard the term heuristics, bro? And how they work when it comes to like neurology?
Oh, you think knowledge is in the brain, right?
Yeah.
Suspicion of psychologists in 2019 was the ability to have a slight understanding of some phenomena instinctively. There's the definition, Lucian. So if your claim was that there is no natural explanation for this thing, and I just gave you a natural explanation for this thing, could we either admit that your claim is false, or that your claim needs further argumentation?
You said
something you don't understand, by the way.
You said instinctually, which means it has no natural explanation.
No, I said instinctively, which instincts are just going to be referred back to the psychological phenomena of what an instinct is, which is just a properly basic belief.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, you could say no all you want, Lucian, but
it's an inherent truth.
The more unintuitive thing is when we make arguments, and when we granted your intuition, your magic little knowledge, me and J Mike, we said, "What's the next inference, Lucian?" And you said, "I don't know shit." Because you don't know what an inference is.
You guys kicked me, bro. You kicked me.
We kicked you because you're an idiot.
Cage.
We wasted 50 minutes on you.
Yes,
I wasted time on you.
Cage, look, you remember, like, the very last thing he said was, like, my entire worldview is based off my intuitions. And then
right. My bad. I forgot.
Which, Lucian, do you agree to that? Your entire worldview is based off your intuitions?
It's based off of intuition itself.
Yeah, okay. I'm good.
All right, well... Anyways, guys, so what's up for us?
I'm terrified of Lucian being on panels when he doesn't know what an inference... At least, you know what? I'll say this. Wit has at least done work in the last 8 months or whatever since I've viciously bullied her. So you know what? Props to Wit. I'm hoping Lucian understands or Googles something in the next 8 months.
Yeah, but...
Fucking morons. I don't know how any of us... Oh my god. You know what, Kai? You, Present, Slim, Rasol... fucking, I don't know who else are some idiots. Zypher, Angel Investor, all y'all should just get in one live, and I would pay money to have you guys talk to each other for a good 5 minutes and just play that on stupidity loop over and over again in hell.
Jesus Christ, Rhaegar.
I like to
Yo, I'm gonna sound crazy.
I like to surround myself with people who are smarter than me. And then
were you already there, bud?
And then I do a big spin attack.
What's the argument for that? What's the argument?
You've accomplished your goal. I'm proud of you.
How are you epistemically accessing that they're more intelligent, if that's what you meant by smarter than you?
I wish somebody had taught Kai to do the same thing. Maybe he just lacks a father. That's what I think it is. I'll be his dad.
Was any honest question?
He does have to call me daddy, though.
This is like complete meta, and I'm totally fine with saying this. And Emmanuel can attest to this. Did any of you have this weird intuition, and I mean that so ironically, to like just look at him and like want to just swing? Like you have that.
Yeah. Ever since I've ever seen what he looks like, yes.
Okay, I'm glad. I'm glad somebody else is.
Okay, there's like a top 3 punchable faces, and No Degree's number 1 though.
Okay.
Like that forehead area, that surface area is inviting.
I've never seen No Degree.
It's welcoming.
I'll believe you.
You guys are angry.
Yes, I agree with that.
And you used the slur, sir.
Me?
You called me the N-word.
Wait, Zach, can we go on Discord and see who can slur each other more accurately?
Ooh.
You guys must be confusing.
Can I be the judge? Can I be the judge?
Yes, we should get a... Wait, no, Zach's white. Fuck, that doesn't work.
Get 3 Latino
crazy, but...
Well, clearly, my friend...
You guys must be confusing me for someone else that didn't change their profile picture and name to avoid being called out.
Emmanuel knows, you know?
This guy's pretty... I like Zach. He's funny.
Rhaegar, why are you... Okay, listen, Cage, like...
It's your fucking TikTok username!
I know, but look, call me... Look, if you're not going to call me EG, call me Manny, right? Because Emmanuel just sounds so unnatural.
But Manny sounds like fruity to me.
Well, listen, just call me EG then, because Emmanuel, like, it makes me feel like my fucking mom's calling me or something. She's calling me my full fucking name.
Emmanuel!
Yeah, please don't call me Manny.
Can I call you Emma?
Full government out here, bro.
What about Emma? I'm more inclined towards Emma than I am Manny.
That sounds more fruity than Manny.
No, Manny sounds...
What's wrong with
Manny's worse.
Fruity?
Just call me EG, bro. Come on.
All right, fine.
EG? Are
It's
you
not
E.
me,
Jean
but-
Carroll? Like, that's just as bad, buddy.
Nah, EG is just the name I have on TikTok, bro.
Did this guy just say I've got it? Did he just unironically say the Vine?
Me?
No. What was it? Kai the Third said, I'd 1v1000 every atheist. I have God on my side, little bro.
Oh, well, aren't you God's strongest little warrior?
That's kind of tough, though.
He fucking stands there in a suit of armor.
Is that Kai or is that Kai Nicole?
We just unload on him with like a RPG. Just dissipates, turns into vapor.
Yo, Lucian wants to come back up, bro.
If you want to let him up and somebody else wants
I don't
to
really
speak
want
to
to.
him,
Listen, there's no point in talking. If like someone came up to me and was like,
hilarious.
but at
Look,
least
my
he's
whole
not dishonest.
worldview-
Like that's, I'll draw the line there. Like I'm fine if you're a fucking moron. I'm not fine if you're completely dishonest. Like even Sommer isn't dishonest, and that's impressive.
Hey, Kai, do you need a new daddy? Did you never have one? I think that's what it is. I think that's your issue.
Hey,
I'll be
Cease,
your daddy.
Cease, oh, no.
I'll teach you how to have
Cease.
respect for yourself and how to be honest and ride a
Cease,
bike,
do you
climb a
believe in
tree.
do you just believe in objective truth, Cease?
I'm about to go to sleep in a minute. I'm exhausted,
Like
but I just wanted to
Cease.
say, hey, how's
Good
it
job,
going?
brother.
And by objective truth, I mean I grant my position, and I'm presupposing that truth means what I mean it to mean. And, you know,
Who's
I
in?
don't really know what epistemology is, but
Honestly,
argue about
Cease,
it.
what I hope that this debate with you and Rasul has finally put to ground that this tag argument is actually not good.
Rizal has been
been
crashing
solidified
out the entire time. Like even after the debates, he kept talking all this shit in the.
Everyone
group
who
chat.
doesn't run tag knows tag is ass.
Yeah, it's terrible. But I do want to
listen.
ask the panel: is there anything you guys think I could have done better, or things I
Pick a
shouldn't
different
have?
opponent. Pick a different opponent.
Well, yeah, true.
But I
I
think
agree
you
with
should have
Am
really
doing.
explained to him, sees that like when it comes to truth or knowledge, the very theory or the very system of epistemological verification that we take is the thing that defines what we mean by truth or knowledge. So I don't think he understood that. You know.
That's what I was trying to express, and he just completely was not tracking. Like, I don't understand the arrogance of somebody who hasn't studied any philosophy to go up and try to have these discussions. He kept saying that I was avoiding or running away. No, I'm trying to explain to you the context in which this word is used in the first place, and the things you're claiming are contradictory. You don't even know what the views are.
Yeah,
I knew I was gonna get him because I knew he doesn't know shit. But I would definitely like to have an opponent that I can
but not
actually
even
respect.
knowing coherentism is crazy, bro.
If you don't even know that,
How can we get? We need to train up some Christian to actually be able to debate. I think Wit is their savior.
Yeah, or Wit. You could be like the Philbro Christian who runs fairly good arguments or something.
I still want to debate you on the 30th.
Justin W would have been better for.
I'm not going to say you can pick the
Yeah.
topic because I think you could actually beat me, but
Yeah, Forrest, though, don't you think Justin W would be the best candidate for that?
I think Justin W.
I don't know what you want to debate me about.
I would prefer something that I have some knowledge on, but I don't know. I think you're a worthy opponent for sure. You might even be better than me.
I would debate Justin. I talked to him the other day. He accused me of engaging in the naturalistic fallacy, simply because I was trying to explain that when we talk about morality, we're talking about types of experiences, and he thought I was saying it's right because it's natural. He was severely confused as to what I was saying.
Yeah, but
I would
Justin,
debate
you have to grant that Justin, when it comes to the actual concepts, most people misunderstand, especially theists on the app. He knows how to expound on them a little bit better than the majority of
Yeah, a little bit better, but in that conversation, he was completely confused. He was accusing me of fallacies that I wasn't even remotely making.
I don't know.
He's very dishonest, just like pretty much all Christians.
Yeah, but he's look, I think Justin could be the Lisan al-Gaib of the theists if he just didn't go on Presence Live every day, you know?
I don't know if he's dishonest or if he's just confused. I'm not.
Maybe a mixture of
I'm not
both.
sure. Yeah, I didn't necessarily take Justin. I mean, I've only engaged with him twice, right? I didn't take Justin to be dishonest. I just took him to be confused as to what was being said. But then people like Present or whatever his name is, he's completely dishonest.
He hangs around Presence so much that when
Right,
I
maybe
talk
it's
to
rubbing
Justin
off.
outside of Presence Lives, and he's fairly chill and he'll just talk to you whatever. But when he's in Presence Live, he's very very out.
It's weird. It is weird.
Yeah.
Justin W outside Presence Life is actually you would engage with him, but when in Presence Life or any Christian live Slim, he's dogmatic with it. and it's just hard to talk to him.
Do you guys think that bringing up Kant was a mistake? Should I have not bothered?
I think to anyone who understands, like, exactly, like, if someone's read the Critique of Pure Reason or like read Kant's work, that yeah, that was like a poignant, you know, thing to bring up. But like with Rousseau, probably not, because he hasn't read shit. So.
Well, yeah, I mean, I knew with him, but I'm talking about like everybody else listening. I don't know, but yeah, I'm more excited to debate John coming up because I think Bought by Blood is more of a fair opponent.
For who?
For me, like I think he's more knowledgeable, more honest.
100 million %. He's probably like what, top 5 Christians?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Numina, phenomena thing you brought up was pretty. It was poignant. I liked it. I was like, yeah, it makes sense.
Wasn't Wi-Fi until he got fucking dog walked by Daniel? Like that was their goat?
I don't know. I'm not sure.
He got embarrassed. He got embarrassed to the point where he was saying unalive atheists.
I like Daniel. He was chill.
Oh wow.
Daniel's amazing. It was his first formal debate, and he fucking smacked him.
We're talking about the guy that debated today, right?
Oh yeah, Daniel also debated today. Yeah, Daniel Green.
Yeah, I like him. He was chill. He was like very calm, and like you should watch
his lives. Sorry for interrupting you. You should watch his lives. He's Australian, so they come on very, very, very late at night to the morning. Probably like if you're an American, like a little like 2 a.m. to like 7 a.m. But he's very chill. But he just doesn't have the opposition because I feel like Australia is not quite as Christian as America is.
Yeah, but Forrest, I joined a live with you like 2 weeks ago or like a week and a half ago, and like the guy was super chill, right? And I was like, wow, this guy's lives are pretty. And then I mentioned my age, and he started flipping the fuck out at me for no reason.
Who did? I did?
No, not you. It was like Sean something. I was like, what the fuck did I do?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. People are going to disrespect you based on your age because, like, if they think that you're under 25 and there's this new study that, you know, the prefrontal cortex or your brain hasn't fully developed till you're 25, I wouldn't misrepresent my age on your behalf, but just know that if people think that they're smarter than you or more knowledgeable than you just because their age, they're ignorant and they need the crutch of like, oh, I know more than you because I could be your daddy, boy. Like, don't worry about that. Yeah. Don't worry about that. If they don't want you in their life because you're not 25, just accept it and move on. But don't misrepresent your age. Then you're going to be known as like a liar.
Real quick, before I go pass out here, do you guys know who Andrew Wilson is?
No.
All right.
I know who Angel Reese is.
I know who he is.
Fresh and fit.
Yeah, he's this horrible.
Oh, I know who that is. Yes, sorry.
Yeah. So he's a horrible person, but he challenged me to a debate.
Really? Fresh and fit guy?
Yeah.
Oh my God, do that.
You think I should?
Dude, absolutely. That's a huge platform. Millions of followers.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's something to me that seems wrong about. I mean, I know he has a big following, but it's such a disgusting platform full of horrible, disgusting people.
I understand. You're looking at the moral attributes of it.
Yeah, like on one hand, it's like, yeah, I can go there and I can expose their stupidity. Like that would be a positive thing.
It would be.
It would be.
Because think about this.
Yeah.
Think about this. Sorry for interrupting you. If you truly believe in this this value that they're being misogynistic and that's gross, and you expose them, and what you're doing is you're exposing your ideas to a group of people that wouldn't hear them.
I don't think they'll care though. I don't think his crowd will care, but I do think you.
What if you change one person's mind?
That's kind of my dilemma. Is like I'm not sure, but someone's saying Brighton saying that wasn't the real Andrew Wilson, so I don't really know. But I'm sure. I mean, I have a way to get in contact with him for someone else who debated him, but I don't know.
Cease, what's your nationality? I can never figure out your accent.
Oh, I'm Italian.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah. Do you watch football?
I do not as much now as much as I used to, but I do still watch it here and there.
AC Milan just won. I mean, Inter just won the.
No, they won. Napoli won.
Naples won. Yeah, Napoli.
Yeah, Napoli.
Hey, Cease, question: Is it the reason you asked about like your performance? Is it because of MD's response by chance or something else?
No,
I mean, Inter won the Champions League.
Right. Yeah. No, I asked just because I was curious about the feedback. I mean, I think, I don't know. I don't think judges should be allowed to null vote. Like, I didn't know that was a thing. But I mean, I talked to him and see why he was saying that. But like,
Yeah.
I do think that I brought it back to. I was trying to bring it back to the topic, and he kept avoiding it. So
Your
I don't know.
opponent was Ross Soul. It didn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I don't know why MD. I could definitely tell that you were constantly trying to tell.
A toddler could debate Ross Soul and win.
Yeah. But anyway, I appreciate the feedback. I'm gonna head to bed.
Good night, sir.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I hope everybody
Wonderful
has a good
night.
You guys have a good night too. Everyone sleep well. Sleep well.
Good night.
Did Zach say that he was gonna upload the day of debates?
Actually, AR, I was about to ask.
Does it still have that terrible echo on the one that I did? No offense.
How would you share it with me? You could like make me an editor on your YouTube and upload it to YouTube, and then I could download it and then edit it.
Have we considered iCloud sharing?
What's an iCloud?
There's that. It's a big
Wait, I
file.
thought Kai was gonna, debate Just Jim, but he ended up debating Samurai Jim, so I'm confused now.
I'm still trying to debate.
Oh, right. You weren't around when Jim did that. That was back when I debated Jim for one of the first few times formally.
Yep.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? Where did Just Jim go? Now it's Samurai Jim.
I didn't even know you still had that profile photo. I thought you certainly deleted it by now. That was like a year and a bit ago.
I had to go into my archives and look for it.
He's like, I gotta put that shit on.
Mr. Put that shit on.
I had to take my sword down and everything.
But I was so excited to see Jim I formally debate. I've never seen it, so I was like, yay! And then nope, it was just bullshit.
I think Dwight should too. Has Dwight ever? Dwight's a beast.
What?
The real Dwight.
I'm supposed to debate P Mars in a week.
Oh God, that's
Jim. Why are you
bullying? Isn't that intellectual bullying?
Yeah, well, I don't know.
Why do this to yourself, though, bro? Like
you should require that Dart Dawkins has to watch.
Yeah.
Like that should be a stipulation.
You probably will. It's
I
gonna.
wanted to ask Paige something about.
It's gonna be streamed on Chatterbait though.
Oh, W. That is
CoCo, do you want to announce when the videos will be up on YouTube? Because people are asking.
Oh, I have to edit them first. But
That's so fucking.
I think you have the videos. I'm sure, but I'm not sure whether or not how they're formatted. I remember making Zach able to actually receive the videos as well, the live videos. And he says they're chopped up for some reason, 5 minutes at a time. But I don't know how true that is or what is it.
I would say you could download the live and then upload it to YouTube. Then make me an editor on your YouTube.
No. You will receive the videos.
Yeah, it's on the mod powers.
I can get a copy of the.
Yes.
Yeah, it's on the mod powers. It's the one that there's only two that are unchecked, and that is the ability to accept guests and the ability to get a copy of the VOD.
No, yeah, he has it checked. I checked it for him. He has it checked. He's not.
Yeah, I have somebody that shares theirs to me.
Yeah, you share. I share. Yeah, I made sure that I share this with you, so you're gonna be.
Hey Kai, I don't know what you're talking about in the comments.
Matter of
but I'll
fact,
bet
you can check
and if
now.
you lose, I'm your daddy, and you have already lost, so now I'm your daddy.
I could probably wait. Hold on. Wait, actually, hold
What up,
on.
Yaya?
Let me try something.
What up, Forrest?
I don't know. I'm scared of you. I'm scared of you too.
You're scared of her? Why? Why are you scared?
She would correct me all the time in the comments.
No, I never do. I never.
That's
What?
Now,
That's what
one
you
time,
picture-
I don't know. I had.
That's what you hear when she comments. That's what you hear in your head.
No. She did correct me a couple times.
That's
And I'm like,
nice.
damn, I trust you. I trust you more than I trust myself. She told me something about I don't know, some kind of fact, and I was like, you know what? I'm not even gonna question her because I know that she knows what she's talking about.
AR, I was thinking about an argument from like Modal Collapse for like the like.
Wait, for Modal Collapse?
Yeah, no, like for like Modal Collapse under a theistic view.
Wait,
Yeah,
are you
yeah,
saying
that's just correct.
that? Wait, are you saying that you're gonna make an argument substantiating Modal Collapse?
No, I'm saying. Oh no, I worded that wrong. I'm saying that I'm trying to formulate an argument that theism leads to Modal Collapse, like under like classical theism, and that like necessitarianism would follow.
That's if they hold to some sort of necessitarianism.
Yeah, but like necessitarianism would like really fuck up free will, and then how are they like? What would they be objecting to like against the problem?
Yeah, they're not gonna accept that, right? Like they're not gonna. You know it's crazy because I've actually had people force themselves into necessitarianism by just asking them questions about whether or not God has desires to create the universe.
Yeah, and then like if he desires every outcome, then the only outcome that could have happened is the one he desires, and then that just follows that every outcome is the only outcome that can happen is the one he desires. So there's only one set of like outcomes or whatever.
Right. So like you could do that, right? I think that you could. You're gonna run into some problems because there are gonna be some ones that hold to some, how to put it, that hold to like God being able to have multiple optimal options.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. There's like there's equally like maximum.
And that's the problem, right? Because then you have multiple optimal options. He could have chosen between two certain optimal options. He just chose this one. I don't know what reason they would give as to why he chose this one rather than the other optimal option. It seems unclear to me. But
but that's the thing with like theism really is like a Plato though, because when it comes to like being able to be malleable towards arguments, right? The fact that it's like really at the base, it's an unfalsifiable thing, and it helps. You can like it's so malleable that you can just jump around. But there has to be. I'm just like I don't know. I think I'm just looking into how like Modal Collapse. What would it entail for like an atheist to hold to it?
If they definitely run the modal ontological argument, you can get away with that there. Because some of those arguments do lead to Modal Collapse. Yeah.
Okay, I'll probably have the debates out by tomorrow.
Which one? For the 30th?
Or no, the day of debates.
Oh. Well, I'm still trying to debate with, so.
Damn, what? You gonna take that?
Is Eric still debating Ryan Mullins?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be lit.
I need to get a card, bruh. Wait, did Jason debate today too?
Yeah.
How bad did he lose? Sorry.
Yeah.
It was like 60-40 or something. I can't remember.
Okay, that's actually the best. That's the best. That's the most votes a Christian got, right?
No, I could be wrong. Maybe it was like 30.
So somebody told me no Christian got above 20.
I have to check. Wait, I can check.
I think Wisdom really won the first. Like, to be fair to her, I think just based off like the actual substance of both arguments, I think Wisdom maybe had like a better argument.
She tied Prook, right?
Yeah, but they were. Yeah, no, they didn't.
I don't think
They
so.
just
No,
both
PRK voted for himself.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, and then you said it was 50-50 because of that?
Wisdom in today's debate?
No, it was 50-50 with the vote that Prook had.
So Prook lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nice.
Jim, when I'm saying that Wisdom won, I'm not saying that like based like they didn't really argue the prompt. They argued that both their notions of what like because like they have that woo. A lot of theists have that woo like definition of subjectivism where it's like moral anti-realism is just subjectivism and there's no non-cog and they don't even know what the fuck cog or non-cog means and they're just saying that subjectivism just means if I think like murdering a baby is okay then murdering this baby is okay. That's what they think it is and that's what they're
right.
Doing. So.
Also, Daniel got 87.35 and Jason got 12.65.
Yeah, okay, that's nowhere near 60-40.
Never mind. Sorry, I'm thinking someone else.
Yeah,
it's okay.
It's crazy. It's crazy that
now Yaya is a liar again.
For some reason, the debates today were really 90-10 across the board here. I don't know what it was today. But.
Yeah, I think not Dwight told me in the comments that no Christian got above 20%.
Yeah, it's weird. It was weird. I've never seen it this lopsided. Like the last debate that.
Well, look at the opponents. They're all terrible. Jason, Russell, Kai. These are bottom tier.
I wouldn't say that. I think they're.
I do think that the results would have looked different if it was hosted in a Christian live.
Oh, absolutely, 100%.
That's
That's why I was
true.
telling you, like, in all honesty, like, I think you're smart, you're cool. So, like, that's why I said let's not do percent, because I could go up there and be like beep beep boop boop and eat a sandwich.
Even the judges, though, right? Like, we had judges, and the judges were pretty unbiased because I think you had 2 Christian judges, and Slim and Wit. You had Mob. You had who else?
Wait, Mob's not Christian.
No. I know. Slim and Wit are the Christians.
Oh, Slim and Wit. Oh, I would trust Wit as a judge.
And then you had Mob, and then you had who else was the judge? You had Sway.
Sway's a great judge.
And then you had somebody else. Who was
Amdir.
Amdir. Okay, so you had like 3 non-theists. Okay, let's see.
What happened? Did Wit lose?
But
No, Wit's going to debate me on the May 30th.
But one of the non-theists didn't vote, so it was technically they abstained. Like I think it was Amdir abstained. So really, out of the 2 and 2, he still won. Like Cease still won, given the fact that there were actually 2 Christian judges.
Wit vote for Rasol?
No.
Please God, no.
No, Wit voted for Cease, but
did Slim vote for Rasol?
No, she voted for Cease.
Okay, then she's honest.
Yeah, no,
That's
everyone
what I'm
voted
saying.
for Cease.
They're saying that, hey, look, this wasn't a good argument, and it wasn't compelling. It is.
Rasol is terrible. He only in his mind does he think that he wins, just like Kai, just like No Degree, just like all these people that are the pigeon on the chessboard. It doesn't matter what you tell them; they're not going to believe that they lost because in their minds, they exalt themselves.
No Degree kept asking like, "How much did I win by, guys? How much did I win?"
Yeah, like he is the pigeon on the chessboard. He got what? 10%?
Yes, or I think 9 point
Oh,
something.
this is crazy.
9%? That's embarrassing.
For who?
That means like you didn't even convince half
No
of the
Degree.
Christians.
So how much did he get? 9 point something. 9 point.
Yeah, like 30% of the crowd is Christian. So you're like 20% was Christian today. That means you didn't even impress half of the Christians. That's
a lot
half.
of them won't come here, and they won't come here. Partially because when they do come here, they have to run arguments like Kai.
They get
so
dog
most of them, they just kind of like
they get shut down over here.
Yeah.
Well, but can we give props to AR though? 300 people? That's pretty crazy. That was actually we had like a steady 300 or like 310 people for like 2
zip
hours.
it up when you're done, Manny.
Hey,
use wet wipes instead of napkins. Much more effective.
I hopped off.
It was very good.
Yeah, how mad would you How mad would you have been if there was like 330 people in here and then the live just cut off?
Yeah, I'll be so mad. I'm glad it cut off like after the fact. Like
yeah, it was at the end when Jim was trying to get.
It was lagging a bit during a couple of them. With
It was.
Daniel
I was
and stuff,
trying to fix the Wi-Fi.
It wasn't that. It did lag, but it wasn't like so bad we couldn't track or anything.
Yeah.
There's been worse lives than that with it.
But I fixed it as soon as I saw all the comments. I fixed it, right?
CoCo, did you ever get the echo fixed on the one from the May 24th?
Actually, yeah, the
April 24th?
TikTok recording came out perfectly fine. I uploaded it.
Oh, on YouTube it's terrible though, right?
Like I uploaded a different version, but
okay, cool.
Tell me how that one sounds. But also, yeah, No Degree got 9.09.
Wow, that is absolutely atrocious. Why is he still debating?
Well,
Don't knock him. It's up from his normal like 6.9.
He actually I'm gonna tell you right now. Solovino hosted him versus atheistic preacher. There were 33 total votes. 32 were cast for No Degree. I messaged the person that voted for No Degree. Said, "Why would you have voted for No Degree?" They said it was an accident.
That's funny.
That means he did not. He got 0% of the vote.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, it's crazy that
Not a single person that listened to
Yeah,
it.
look, the thing with theists is they come in here hot and heavy, and then they're like instantly like, "Well, prove how the fuck God doesn't exist." When
I can do that.
I know, but like the prompt could be anything, bro. The prompt could be like morality.
Oh yeah,
it could
they
be about
crash out, then
metaethics, it
burn
could
and
be about
shift, and then
metaphysics.
cry, and then whine, and then leave.
Yeah, dude, that's what I've noticed. Like, and then obviously, like, it's easy rhetoric from there, bro. The atheists used to be like, "Look at the prompt."
let's be fair, Manny. I mean, Jesse didn't know Jesse thought anti-realism and subjectivism were identical.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Given that argument and given their understandings of the topic, I think wisdom probably just won off of rhetoric or something. But like,
it's like
that's
saying
better.
wisdom won against a special needs student. Like, what the fuck do you
Okay,
want?
that's fucked up. That's
Jim, weren't
fucked
you
up.
supposed to prepare this for the debate?
Yeah,
she,
but like,
I'm calling her a special needs student because clearly she needs help understanding
No,
what the
yeah, I
like
think
the
I
fucking.
think she does. I think she does need help, but I reached out to a bunch of Philbros and I was like, please work with her on this, and they didn't, Jim.
Yeah, you didn't ask me, so
I gave her some. I gave her some
If you had
tips,
done
bro. I
it,
even told her to run the whole like.
I heard my name. What happened?
Wait,
Jim, didn't I ask you to work with Jess to help her with this debate?
Oh yeah, you did, but she didn't reach out.
Yeah.
I thought she was up on a live a couple days ago asking. Well, no, she was asking for help on one of the lives this week, but like we didn't
okay.
run a reverse argument. Like nobody took the.
Yeah, I think she should have rehearsed it and stuff. Because actually, once you grasp the anti-realism, realism stuff, it's not that hard.
Right.
No, it's not hard. It's not hard at all. I'm just saying that. Look, wisdom had a. It's like she's batting against a fucking robot that doesn't know what like universe they're in.
Well, somebody should have steelmanned the affirmative for her, so she could have ran the like.
So funny.
No,
Yeah,
look,
but
look, I'm not even trying to be funny here. It's depressing. You signed up for a debate agreeing to these terms, and you didn't do a Google search.
Yeah, it's pretty sad. But I even helped her out a little bit. Like last night on a live, I was telling her to. I was giving her some pointers, like some little like tidbits she could do, like the whole thing where you're like, well, does God have a stance? And she tried it too, but she didn't push on it because she doesn't know how to use the words to get to like a confession. But she tried to ask her if God has a mind, but like she just didn't. She didn't continue. I was kind of sad. I was like, do it. I was kind of happy for a second, and then nah.
They used her God is a bitch argument.
That one with Jesse. I did okay. We got big off in CoCo's live ones, and then like Sacred's like, "Hey, I'm here," and like I'm like, "Okay, everybody mute up. Sacred versus Big Op right now." And the live got shut down. I don't know why. I think because they were insulting each other.
Yeah,
Who's
let alone
Sacred?
the substantive difference between.
Oh no, I mean like it's. That's why I was like Sacred. I was like, you got no chance against Big Op.
Like
Yeah,
Jim's
for their outcome, I tried to vote for CoCo, but I couldn't find the button.
Jim's critique about fuck's sakes, Jim's critique about wisdom still like there's the same thing that Manny over here repeated. Like you could be a realist, and that dilemma for me would still be held. Like there's no really meta-ethical implications there. It's just like, oh shit, well we elected this motherfucker. This motherfucker saying some bad shit about harm. Like she kept saying harm as if harm was a subjective thing. But you could
it's like a normative.
realist notions there and you'd be fine.
Completely normative dispute. Nothing about metaethics. I don't know why the fuck the prompt even said anything about subjectivism.
Like, wisdom is also a special needs student in that she needs special help to fulfill the needs of debate.
But listen, like we're like there are gonna be people here who don't know much about philosophy. Now, whether or not
Even Wit knows the difference between anti-realism and subjectivism. Let's get that clear.
Does she? Wait, hold on. Wait, what's the difference between? And do you take it that anti-realism and subjectivism are claiming the same thing?
She might be asleep.
What?
Do you take it that moral anti-realism and moral subjectivism are claiming the same exact thing, and there's no further entailment? So
There's a lot of notions of anti-realism.
Yeah,
okay,
go fuck yourself, Manny.
You're smarty pants. You're a smarty pants witch. I love you.
Bullying works. Remember that.
Oh, that's funny. But yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah.
These people can't be helped. Like Lucian.
No, some people you actually can't put a book like I could put a. I mean, to be fair, we did this with CoCo too, but just forget that. I could put a book in front of his face and say, "Hey, read this, and you'll become more intelligent." And he'd stare at the pages, and then look back up at me and say, "Am I done yet?"
Well, Look, I think it's more. I think it's even worse than that because it's more so giving a person a book that like you realize this person's really into this one thing, right? Which is just philosophy in this case because we're onto philosophy. We're supposedly right because that's what we're arguing about. And they just say, "Nuh-uh, I'm gonna do my own thing," right? And then they're just gonna, have idiosyncratic definitions of everything and not really try to learn anything. Like, what the fuck are you doing, bro?
They're arguing. They're not providing arguments. They're arguing, and I mean that with the colloquial form.
Yeah, they're just murmuring shit.
Why is error theory always summed up as nihilism?
I don't, bro. Look, because
That's
there's
under nihilism, doesn't it?
theists will hold that everything is nihilism. Did you not hear fucking Wisdom's argument? Hey, listen, your moral subjectivism, that leads to the purge. They always say
No,
that
it does fall under nihilism.
subjectivism.
Doesn't it?
Error
theory.
nihilism falls under some type of like, I don't even know if I'd want to call it like error theory, but I would say it falls under error theory. But I don't think all error theorists are nihilists.
No, you're right. Right. Rhaegar, what do you think about quasi-realism?
I love it. Me and Don just had a
I like
very
it too.
lengthy
I'm reading up on it,
conversation.
and it's cool.
Well, I mean, for a first bit, Don and I are having this dispute about whether my position sort of collapses into the quasi-realist account. Well, that's
the
like a
relaxed
typical.
realism?
Yeah, the objection that a lot of people posit towards my view is that it's just simply like a half step forward from quasi-realism. But yeah, me and Don talk about quite a bit. We also talk about expressivism or hybrid expressivism being sort of a thing there.
Emotivism, because then everyone's an actor.
Yeah. W emotional etiological function of moral utterance.
Quasi-realism is Blackburn, right?
Was Blackburn.
Yeah, not anymore. I think they've evolved it since then.
He wrote a book called The Essays of Quasi-Realism, where he just analyzes the landscape of these views that have been developed from his view and says, all of these are dog shit. You should go with mine. I'm not kidding. He released a book where he just fucking reviews all these other views and says they're all fucking terrible.
But what does it really entail, though? Is it just like...
I think it makes sense of like...
Yeah, I don't actually know much about it.
Go ahead.
Oh, the quasi-realism is... It's kind of... How do I even want to say this? Fuck, how do I put this? Okay, so quasi-realism holds to like 6 different commitments, 3 of them being distinct from everybody else. They sort of agree with what other types of non-cogs would say with respect to, moral utterances being some type of emotion, moral utterance expressing some type of expressive power, and so on and so forth. But it's realist in that they think that expressive power is divorced from themselves and sort of appeals to the collective or some type of constructivist idea like that. And then they build off of it further and further. Blackburn's specific account, I'm not incredibly familiar with just because I never read it. I only read like moderate views of different types of things like that. But it's a really interesting view. I think if I were to, like when I was analyzing views between my intuitions, it was torn between relaxed realism or some type of moderate realism, and then expressivism or quasi-realism. And I ended up in relaxed realism just because some of the expressivist objections with the modern objections where it comes to, well, if this language has, or if this moral utterance has no expressive power, then what's the point of moral utterances if not just to state some descriptive fact of the world and so on and so forth. I'd read the book though. Like I just did a terrible fucking job of sort of exhausting the view. But
yeah, I mean, I get the gist. But I'll read Blackburn's account of it, I guess, because
where's my alcohol?
Do you ever wonder if moral utterances are used as some sort of like societal shaming?
Are you talking about like Nietzsche? Like Nietzsche's account of it? Isn't that what he says?
It might be. I'm not sure who it is.
Yeah, he has like a genealogy of morals, and he says that like it was just like morals are these like societal developments to like basically judge the richest people of society or something. I can't really remember exactly, but just think about the things that we view as immoral, and you can kind of see how some of the things that the wealthiest people or like the most powerful people in society have access to, we kind of deem as immoral. Like, if you get what I'm saying.
Wow. No, I don't think. I think people would still use moral utterances if there was no society.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, that kind of gets into Nietzsche's politics, which were equally as odd.
Yeah. That's what I just remember that from Nietzsche because it kind of made sense. Where I can't remember exactly what he's saying. It was something about virtue. Like he's basically calling it virtue signaling, where it's like I don't know. He's just saying that like it was the case that everyone was poor, the majority of people were poor, and they really wanted a reason to hate on rich people, so they just hated on the shit rich people did, like be gluttonous, be lustful because they can be lustful, things like that, like flipping virtue ethics, but on
That's
their
not
face.
so far out there, I think. I mean, it could be the case in some sense.
Yeah, that's his account of it, though. But
I think Nietzsche was don't get me wrong. I think people like Dostoevsky and all the rest of the people that came after Nietzsche, like the absurdists, I think they were batshit insane. But I think Nietzsche was somewhat. I think middle-aged and young Nietzsche were somewhat sane.
Yeah, but Nietzsche was like, didn't Nietzsche like hate women?
It depends on what you think of as hating women. I think
Didn't he like bang his cousin?
Yeah, I'm fairly sure Nietzsche.
And they hated women too much.
Yeah, I think Nietzsche really hated women.
There was a lot of.
I think he thought he cared for women. That's what I think.
Yeah, he was culturally accurate to his time. Let's be real.
Oh no, that was Kanye that banged his cousin. Actually,
A lot of people during the time that was like sleeping with their cousins. It was crazy.
What's happening? What's wrong with sleeping with your cousin?
Freaking Schopenhauer.
AR goes, what? Like he didn't just tell me a girl could sleep with other women earlier today? That's crazy.
I gave my cousin.
You think? There's a
here we go.
Hold up. You think it's comparable between women sleeping with women versus men sleeping with their cousins?
I
what
think
about
if
your
I'm in a
second
social
cousin?
contract like that, where I've agreed to not do X and I do X, that's morally wrong. Whereas if I'm not in a social contract and my cousin's looking like fine shit, yeah, that's not wrong.
Wait, you're wait, Tage. Are you
What
talking
did you
about
just
fucking? Are you talking about fucking?
You're from the southern part of Canada.
What's the argument that cousin fucking's wrong?
Wait, are you asking us why? Okay, listen. Besides aesthetic considerations,
What
like,
aesthetic considerations?
What do you mean? You're fucking your cousin.
Are you
That's all I have-
seeing social relations?
No, okay, that's just fucking weird. I'm gonna leave it at that.
Wait. Did I just hear this?
Are you being serious?
I just want the argument. I want to see if you
No,
guys can
he's
justify.
right. Like, what is the argument apart from like having kids that could be?
No, yeah, that's the part. That is literally.
That is the argument.
What if there's no babies involved?
Sorry.
What's wrong with
I mean, you guys
cousins?
are right. This is a good ethical dilemma. I mean, honestly,
It's not a dilemma. There's answers to this. You just
No,
I
it's
just can't verbalize it.
Babies
You're right.
involved, like if
You're
they
right.
met at an older age or something.
Next, we'll explore necrophilia.
these are why these are questions.
Okay, again, right? So the reason why it's wrong is because
This is so simple. How are you fucking this up?
I didn't even say anything yet.
Look, you could just say, look, I'm a constructivist. There's a social contract that we ought not do this. Therefore, if we ought not do it, it's wrong. You could say I'm a subjectivist or agent relativist. I think that since I'm the agent that's going to be conducting this behavior and it violates my preferences, therefore it's wrong. You could be an appraisal relativist and say, as the person appraising this action of another person, it's wrong in virtue of my preferences. You could be some type of non-cognitivist where you think, ew, I think that I have some negative emotional response to that action, so I'm not going to do it. Like, there's tons of responses.
Well, if you're just saying, like, to take a contractualist approach,
yeah,
you
but
just
it
say that
almost
there's
sounds like
reasons
it's
to
not really
possibly.
grounded or anything. Like, hold on, wait. It almost sounds like it's. It almost sounds like it's not really. Yeah, no, hold on. Let me just.
What's the necessary and sufficient level of cousin to bang?
No, hold on, wait. Before we get there, I'm just saying, like, it almost sounds like we have to just take this anti-realistic approach.
No, I have an answer for my realistic approach.
And then justify it. Let's see.
So you have a realistic approach for this.
Well, yeah, I think
that objectively.
Yeah, I think I want to. Yeah, I think there are some normative propositions that contain some entailment conclusion which a rational actor would deduce, and in virtue of those sort of rational conclusions that an agent would deduce, we put those reasons above agents and follow them. And if there are reasons above agents, then those reasons are non-perspectival and they're not subjective, and so on and so forth.
Yeah, like listen,
those reasons say you can bang your cousin.
Hold on, I'll take like a Scanlon contractualist perspective and say that there's like reasons to possibly reject a principle that would allow someone to have like incestual relationships, right? And then just to say that there's like social harm, confusion, there's some risk of coercion or some like undermining of, I don't know, familiar roles that we are all contractually invited to.
They're your cousin. They're not your fucking niece.
Yeah, but they're still hold on. But there's still the possibility that they're my second cousin, and it makes it weirder.
No, okay. Let me specify.
Why would that make it weirder?
Because then it's like you have like power over it. Because what if you're older? That's just
your first.
What if you're the same age? What do you mean?
What's
it's still weird, but it's weirder.
That doesn't answer. That doesn't refute it, because you could have like same age cousins. So
is the second cousin the cousin of your
No,
nephew?
no, I'm just saying like as with like a contractual perspective, there's like some social obligation to not do that, and then you'd have to reasonably not reject it. Like
that's constructivism.
No, that's contractualism.
In a family where
that's exactly what Scanlon says and what we owe to each other. That like if you have like a reasonable, like a reasonable possible rejection to the principle, then it's not moral.
Yeah, the difference between what the nuance is that when you're saying people agree to this and there's some social obligation, that's constructive. When you're saying that there's some possible reason that people would, have to reject this, that's contractual. Like the difference between a Kantian constructivist is that they think that the structure of reason, or like the social hierarchy, if you want to call it that, is going to give rise to social norms, whereas the sort of contractualist wants to say the derivation of social norms is in virtue of some reason or possible set of reasons, and we put those above ourselves and so on and so forth. But I think the obvious answer to why, if you think cousin fucking is wrong is because you have some preference against it. I think that's the instant obvious answer.
But yeah, I mean, okay, well,
Yeah, but
I'll remove the constructivist part of it, right? And I'll say that it's, people might reasonably want a principle that protects family as a safe, non-sexual space.
I don't know how I got here, listening to people talk about and debating cousin.
Okay, necrophilia next. What's wrong with
necrophilia?
No, what's wrong? What's wrong with two guys, like two brothers doing it, right?
Oh my god.
No, my lord. I just said, I can get the same account. But wait, can you mix contractualism and constructivism together? Because I'd love to do that.
This is like why we need.
Take another shot.
To be honest, yo, I got Kiji to.
No, I didn't. I drank some fucking water
I got Kiji to think about it, and he couldn't come up with a reason as to why it's wrong. So therefore, he really thinks that two brothers. Nothing wrong with two brothers.
Kiji's easy to convince.
Wait, what's wrong with two brothers fucking?
Bro,
I need this to end.
I could just go boo incest, right? Like I could just say boo.
Oh, you're an
incest.
emotivist now?
I could just do that though.
I'm getting really emotional.
I don't have to. I could just be. Yeah, I could be an emotivist.
Okay, so boo incest. Now what? What's the next?
Incest, yeah.
Exactly, boo incest. That's it.
You can't say boo incest. Therefore, I'm not going to do incest. You have to you can't infer from that.
Yes, you can. You can do it, AR. Just tell him fuck off.
Yeah, boo incest.
Yeah, that's the embedding problem, you fucking prick, you dirty emotivist.
Boo incest.
How are you gonna go, AR? How are you gonna surpass the embedding problem with your emotivist fucking position?
Bro, I don't have to do nothing, bro. I don't.
Yeah,
how am I supposed to?
All you have to do is say boo incest, and that's it.
Yeah, AR. How am I supposed to make an inference off of boo incest? Like
no, I understand.
It's a semantic primitive. It just bottoms out at boo.
Yeah, it bottoms out of boo. Literally.
What if I said yay incest? Now what?
That just means good to them.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to do that, but that's
like when
means
Grace,
you want to bottom out in your
ultimately,
cousin.
if you have the will to like
brother,
fuck your brother,
depending.
then there's nothing I can do about it.
I can't stop you if you insist.
What's unfortunate is that
wait, I can't stop you if you incest.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, but like that doesn't mean you have to make it some kind of like normative where I have to do it.
Can we listen? Fuck philosophy. It's just fucking weird. That's all I have to say. We ought not.
Manny, my wife's position is emotive. What's the argument against emotivism?
Well, I mean, I was just talking about the embedding problem, but you gave a better account for why we shouldn't be emotivists like yesterday night, bro.
Yeah, that doesn't look. I've been debating with Grace for a good year about her position, but unfortunately, she's smarter and reads more than me. So, that doesn't mean I'm winning. All right.
Damn.
I mean,
what if we constructed a trolley problem?
Yeah,
morality, like meta ethics and all this other stuff is it's kind of hard to pin this down. It's so.
How am I supposed to beat an autistic woman? What?
I really fuck with contractualism now. It's kind of cool.
Probably with both.
Hyperfocus is that.
Dude, if you think I'm ADHD, this woman's got autism.
I really should be in a Christian live where we debate meophysitism or something, but no, here I am debating brother fucking.
No, well, listen.
I just pictured Wit in a room with a bunch of like robed individuals, and the topic on the table is meophysitism, but instead she's at like the college frat party with a bunch of fucking guys saying his cousin fucking bad.
But wait, listen, you have to remember like the reason you're here, right? Your telos is to become like the Lisan al Gaib of the theists, right? You're gonna be like
Oh
a
man,
Philsis.
is that
You're gonna
what
be like a Philsis.
you're the
a
savior?
Philsis.
You're the Messiah.
I'm a Philsis. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, you get to
you're gonna be
ride the
Philsis,
worm.
Yeah. You're gonna be like, when people like KG or Clark jump into a theistic like live and start like, rhetorically giving everyone a smack in the face, you're like, stop,
Yeah.
Wait, those people exist. Their name is Than, and I'm terrified of Than. I'll say that in the fucking live.
Well, I don't know who Than is. Okay, so he
You
must
would
not
like
be.
Fan, Manny.
Why? Why do you say that?
He's just a really honest person. He's really cool.
And he's more read on specific parts of theism than I am, and it's god awful.
Who is this individual?
Than, exploring reality.
Thank you. I'm gonna try to go follow them. You
Yeah.
follow?
He's on
It's
YouTube. He
healing
has a whole
outside
channel.
right now.
He's also well, I wouldn't say he's attractive, but he's like a small
He
pit bull.
is. He is attractive. He's really
Stan's okay, yeah.
Oh, I'm always
I
glad.
don't know, it depends
Imagine-
on my cycle, I think.
If so,
Yeah, it depends where you are. If you're in
Yeah, it
the
depends
winter,
on where I am in the month. Like,
if you're ovulating, then Than's great.
Yeah. Y'all are always ovulating. What are you talking about?
what if somebody's got autism?
What?
are we always ovulating?
Listen, hold on.
Minute.
Wit and
EG, when do we
Yaya,
ovulate?
Wit and Yaya, last week, right? You guys have been on these lives, and at least
Fucking
like
said this truth.
No, hold on. At least for like 1
I
hour.
think you're dodging my question.
out of
When
the
do
day.
women ovulate?
Oh, like isn't it like after the period or something?
Yeah, it's
A little bit
about,
after.
it's like a few days after their period.
Exactly. And why do you think I know?
So does that mean that we're always ovulating?
I don't know. I'm making
Women always on their period.
I'm making an inductive argument based off, the evidence I'd have to come to know that you're ovulating seems to be.
Do women
spit
keep
out.
their eggs in a jar, EG?
It's in a basket.
It's fucking raining.
Like a hamper,
Like a
maybe?
wicker basket. Like a
Eggs like
wicker basket.
fucking caviar. Wait, are you asking me if women keep their eggs in a basket like
Hey,
caviar?
look, I convinced Coco for about a week or so that like we keep our eggs in a jar.
Oh my.
Really?
I have aesthetic considerations.
Yeah,
against
well,
this.
yeah, I think it was like
Don't expose my boy Coco like that.
he's asleep right now, but I'm fairly certain that he's asleep for about a good 20 minutes. That
This is
like
a
I
good
kept my
time.
eggs in a jar.
So Coco, don't say anything if you agree. Just nonsense, not speaking consent. Do you think you could be a stable rock in a woman's life? Oh, that's great. That's awesome. I have a proposition for you. Look, I know a single, somewhat, I don't remember her age woman who's looking for a stable partner. Are you interested? Oh, this is awesome. Look, I can give you their Discord, and you guys can really hit it off. I think it would be a great conversation.
Fantastic.
Humor? We're quoting humor when it comes to moral nihilism. That's
Look,
whatever.
it's just true that like depending upon where a woman is in her cycle, a man can be more attractive or less attractive. Would you agree, Yaya?
Yes, definitely.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
that why you were like talking about the cowboy hat tonight?
Yeah, a little bit. I think it just worked. I don't know.
Yeah, but that's exactly why I said that you're always ovulating, because it
I'm
seems
not
to me
always
like,
ovulating.
no, but it seems to me like like anything that comes goes, so it's like
Wow. Wow.
Whoa.
you're going for anything, so it's like
That's
damn,
Let's get that debate going.
Okay, that's like objectively not true. There's plenty of men that I reject on here.
Well, I saw
Dr.
Dr.
Truth,
Truth.
not
I saw
one.
Dr. Truth raising you up.
Sorry,
Dr. Truth is like
One
86.
conversation. Just one conversation.
Hold on, guys. Yeah, that's the truth.
Look, Yaya agrees with me that Dr. Truth is he's a silver fox. I don't know what else
Yeah,
to
he
say.
was having a nice conversation, and he was like being a gentleman. and
Yeah,
he
I
was being
fuck
very
with Dr.
pleasant.
Truth. I was talking to him. He messaged me. It was pretty chill. He's pretty chill.
Yeah, and he'd bring you to a secret club in Vegas in a back alley.
Nah, he's pretty smart, dude. He's like I don't know, like a chemist or some shit. It's pretty fun,
So look, I just
He's a
yes,
radio chemist, I
alright,
think.
Look at that down there. So it's not the case that every man on this app I would go for. I don't know what you're on about.
Based off the evidence I haven't seen you
Name
reject.
another guy. Go ahead.
I can't remember. It's been so many. That's
Pick another one. Go. Like you're full of shit, right?
Listen, it's just been so many that I can't remember even one.
Yeah, I just want everybody here to recognize that my opponent is being dishonest.
Yeah, that's an ad hominem.
Can we get an appeal to an authority? Can we bring Kai in?
Oh gosh.
I don't know. I don't want to ever. I'm never gonna willingly speak to Kai again.
Willingly?
Yeah, I had hope in Kai, but I don't
unless that cowboy seems to bring back, repeal the Civil
I
Rights
didn't
Act.
expect Kai to look like that. I'm just gonna be honest. Like,
Wait, what does he look like?
I thought he would be more doughy.
Yeah, you better screenshot it.
He kind of looks like
You got a screenshot, Flipty?
Didn't.
Like the one dude from Grown Ups, but like the short guy that has like the really hot wife.
Yes, that is.
Schneider?
I literally expected Kai to look like that.
Rob Schneider does not look like. Oh wait,
Rob Schneider. We're talking about the same person.
Rob Schneider did not have a hot wife in that movie. What are you on?
You're talking about Adam Sandler having the hot wife.
Yeah, he kind of looked like Rob Schneider for a second, like a little bit. I don't know.
He doesn't look like Rob Schneider. No.
He looks closer to David Spade.
Yeah,
David
a little bit.
Spade.
I would say David Spade's a lot closer to that.
Yeah, that's who I was trying to say. That
David
guy.
Spade doesn't even have a hot wife in that movie.
I can't remember.
Adam
Dude,
Sandler's wife is the hot one.
Dude, listen, not all of us were like 50 when that movie came out. Okay, I was like 6. All right.
Damn. Damn.
Oh my god.
So like I couldn't remember,
You're fucking lucky that I like you, piece of shit.
Or just can't reach you.
Wait,
Physically.
Manny, how old is
She's
he?
just like a Jennifer Aniston 50, so like she's still
Yeah,
like really
Exactly. Like, look, you know what I said about cougars? Okay, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Whoa.
Why haven't we met Manny's girlfriend? We're gonna do this immediately.
I've heard her.
That's what he looks like.
Yeah, y'all have heard her
Why does
speak.
that look like Philip
That's
Seymour
Dark
Hoffman?
Dawkins.
Here, Manny, how about this? What if I get Grace to debate your girl on emotivism being true?
Dude, listen, my girl's like the complete opposite of me. She's not into philosophy at all.
That's exactly why I want Grace to intellectually dog walk your girl.
Dude, she's gonna be like, why should I care about this? And then just leave.
Is that Danny DeVito?
That's Dark Dawkins.
Look, that looks like Philip Seymour Hoffman. I'm not gonna lie.
That's literally Dark Dawkins.
You know, he actually does, yeah.
Didn't he die?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yeah, he lost. He lost his life, bro.
I thought he had cancer or something.
Wait, who died?
No,
Great
it was,
actor.
I think it was a
Philip
substance
Seymour
overdose.
Hoffman.
He's the one that's what's his best known role? Do you think?
Oh, he's in a lot of good ones.
I know. What was that?
Games. That was like the last time he was in a movie.
What was that movie that he did the biopic of the guy? Or
Biopic?
Sorry, yeah, biopic. Sorry, I always say that word wrong.
We deserve to be taken to an amazing fusion restaurant picked up in a limo, yeah.
No, if Darth Dawkins was
Mhm,
unalive,
I
I'm
agree.
sorry, but I'd rejoice.
We do deserve
I
that.
would too.
Here,
By natural causes, natural causes.
Hey, wait, have you ever seen Twister?
Yes.
Okay, so Philip Seymour Hoffman is in Twister.
The movie you're thinking of is
that
Along
biopic?
Came Polly, and it's because he's a child star. or
Rain
whatever, and
Man.
They're like following him.
Wait, what's this guy's name?
Philip Seymour
Along
Hoffman.
Came Polly
Rainmaker.
with Ben Stiller and Jennifer Aniston.
If you've never seen that, please watch it.
Oh, that guy,
played
he
a
died?
priest in a movie called
Yeah, he
Doubt.
died.
It was pretty
He
good.
died in 2014? What?
Yeah, what's that movie that he did right before?
It was that long ago. I feel like it wasn't.
Yeah, I thought
I
he
feel
was
like
like
it
in a
was
movie
like
like 2 years ago.
2018 at the earliest. That's crazy.
Well, I know that like his last role was in the Hunger Games. So.
Yeah, where he didn't have a tongue, right, or something.
It was
A
President Snow?
No,
he wasn't president.
What do
So.
he was some
remember
like
about life?
mute guy or something.
Wait a
Oh,
minute.
Truman Capote. Yes, Thought Flow.
You know what? Why do I feel like in the Hunger Games somebody used their tongue? I don't remember. This
Was
stuff.
Katniss unaliving the woman president justified?
Yeah, fuck that bitch.
Yeah, probably. I don't know.
What justifies it?
Because I would do it too.
That doesn't mean it's justified. That just means you're equally irrational.
No.
I mean, I think under like my notion, she probably wasn't justified.
So what? She unalived a group of children for political benefit and gain. We all do that from time to time.
I've done it twice this week.
Yeah, but look, the Hunger Games was such a shitty revolution story if you think about it. Like,
I agree.
no, like it's such a shitty, take on a revolution, bro. It was such a water, like flat. We ousted our president in the '60s because he was like a fucking capitalist.
Congrats, you're identical to the rest of Central America. What makes you?
Well, listen, it just gives me some more perspective now.
My ex-girlfriend's from Honduras.
American?
Where you from? Where you from, EG?
Oh, what part of Honduras? Olancho.
Okay, cool. I know people from
cilantro.
From where?
Oh, did you say cilantro? I know that word. I get that on my fucking tacos from time to time.
Some people hate that shit.
Wait, Honduras, where are you from? Wait, I mean, sorry. Fucking
Honduras?
You said from La Ceiba.
What was it what food were we talking about?
Pupusas, bro.
Pupusas?
Yeah, those are El Salvadorian.
Oh yeah, the pupusas.
Those are Honduran.
Look, AR pipes in with fucking.
You guys,
those are all over.
You guys should try to get one. You guys should try to get one from like Guatemalans. I'm telling you,
dude. Guatemalans don't know shit about pupusas. Shut the fuck up.
Still on about how it's Guatemalan.
It's not Guatemalan.
You get a pupusa from Guatemala.
They're Honduran and Salvadorian, bro. Like that's the.
Yeah, Gilgamore, you're right.
I just want to say that I've eaten a pupusa at some point.
You've eaten
You guys like the nopales?
Yes,
Wait,
nopalitos
what happened?
fritos are amazing. Hey, if you get some cactus, you chop it up real thin, and you fry it. That was delicious.
He said it with an accent.
Hey, no, I used to serve that as the main dish at this restaurant I worked at.
Forrest, do you know how to speak?
Do you notice, Emmanuel, how the explanation isn't that he's fucking Spanish, but that he's been around Spanish people?
Why do we have so many
Forrest,
how did you get a galaxy, Wit?
But there's no way Forrest is not Hispanic with that last name.
Yeah, his last name is Mendez, bro. Shut your bitch ass up, KJ.
It doesn't mean he's Spanish. It just means he might be from a Latin descent.
I'm Mexican.
Have you seen them in
Exactly, bitch ass motherfucker.
Sorry, Rega. Sorry, Cage.
He's just Mexican that speaks Spanish.
Correct. I've been correct.
I don't know. Nobody gave me a galaxy. This is like an accumulation over time.
Exactly. Everyone.
Nobody has. Somebody give her a galaxy.
Gilgamore gave you a galaxy. We can see who gave you what.
You can?
Yeah, we can just click.
You
on
can?
it. Yeah, I told you to click
Gilgamore,
on your
Sway,
coins,
Mitch,
you can
Crystal,
see.
and
I
Forrest.
can't. I tried to click on my coins earlier.
I gave you a gift.
Click on the
Does it show
numbers.
who I gifted?
Oh wait, you can. Holy shit! Gilgamore gave me 1,000.
Yeah, I gave you a galaxy.
You accused him of lying. You're like, I don't know what to
Wow,
do.
give that shit
People
back.
giving her money.
Give that shit back.
Gilgamore.
Have Gilgamore come back up and she'll re-gift the galaxy.
Wait. Does it show?
Yeah, the only way to falsify this is if Cage gives you a galaxy.
I already said thank you to Gilgamore earlier.
And then you just literally said, "I don't know who gave me this."
I'm sorry, I didn't know. I
Bearing
did
false
you really
witness
know
is a
anything with
sin.
epistemic certainty for us?
Bearing false witness is a sin, Wit.
That's not what I'm doing.
Is that a certainty claim?
That's funny you say that because like every time now that
The way
someone
you laugh afterwards, I don't know who that reminds me of.
Now,
I know.
now I feel like I'm being gaslit.
Oh, I know who it is. I know who it is. It's the guy on here that'll go into the like a Target and be like, "Can you film me for my new show?" And he like dances and he like reviews the snacks.
Just starts fucking eating the snacks in the store.
Yes. Yum yums.
False witness. Get it?
Ooh, nice.
Honestly, when Whitney Houston came up dead, I was so depressed. I was like, we lost another one.
I was very sad.
Wait, Cage, you know that guy, right?
Look, a lot of people think that.
Thank you so much.
That
Somebody
my
understands
mother, that my mother named me after Whitney Houston, but that wasn't the case. So.
You're 15 years old.
Yeah, if only her bodyguard protected her better, you know.
Only. My mom said that she was working at a bank, and this lady came in with a baby, and her baby's name was Whitney, and she really liked it, so that's why I was named Whitney.
No, actually, Whitney, the story is that you are that baby.
Wait, so then it's not your name.
That baby, and she took me. Oh.
Wait, that's not your. You just stole somebody else's name.
Your whole life is identity theft.
Oh, I'm sorry. Has nobody else in the history been named fucking Cage?
Well, no, there's not anybody else in the
How
United
did your
States.
mother come up with your fucking name then?
She's black. You would do what the rest of them did. They just fucking jumbled letters in their head until they made a fucking syllable. But I don't know. I've always struggled with people how like with common name like fucking George. How do you have an identity with a name like George?
Or Bob.
Like
Hey,
you're
that's my
really-
cat's name. Chill out.
Like you're just George. Like what makes George the 7,000th George distinct from George the first?
Well,
Wait,
I'm a junior, so
Jim, is your name actually Jim?
I guess I'm not. I don't have.
Is your name Amir?
Jim's asleep. I'm
Jim,
sorry.
is
Jim
your
was
actual
named
name
after. Jim actually told me this. He was named after Jimmy Carter.
Yeah, he is named after Jimmy Carter.
Yeah,
What?
Jimmy
It's not
Carter's
his name either. Then
great man, but not the
His
best.
like government name is Jimmy.
I'm named after my dad.
I'm named. AR goes. I'm named after my father. Well, then how do you? Okay, AR.
You're actually ARJR.
When you say your name, AR, without a nickname, if people were to refer to you by your government name, do you think that's you?
Yeah, it is him.
Do I think I identify as my name?
Yeah, like does your name refer to you? Like when you think of whatever your actual name is, does it refer to you or does it refer to your father?
I think it refers to me because that's who like that's.
Who the fuck else would it refer to?
Yeah,
His
like
father.
Where the fuck do we get ice cream?
It would refer to his father. Look, if I just said
Can we go back to cousin fucking?
The difference.
Wow.
The difference is the junior that's attached to.
No, I'm saying I'm saying take that off the end, like take the 1 and the 2 off the end of your name, and you just have the name.
And then my mother's maiden name, so I'm still like.
Okay.
Wait, is your legal name
you just
Junior,
reminded me
though?
of something funny. You just reminded me of something funny.
I'm Hispanic, so like think about this, right? I have my mother's maiden name as well.
Okay, so my initials are FAM. I have a really white name, Forrest Aston. So my initials are FAM. That's cool, right? My mother's maiden name is Galindo. My father's real dad's name is Galvan. And my father's mother's maiden name is Guzman. All 3 other ways, my initials would have been FAG.
What's your social security number?
It's going to be 615-246832.
I do want to know if people have like.
Yeah, we got that recorded.
Do you need my address as well?
Yeah.
I don't know. I like choosing unique.
No, your
names.
mother's middle name.
Your mother's
Or
maiden
name.
name.
I'm sorry.
It's actually no longer her legal name. She got married twice.
Why are we judging my name like CoCo and fucking?
Wait, what
Yaya
is your real
don't
name,
Have
Cage?
ethnic ass names as well.
Cage, what's your real name?
Cage's real name is Cage.
Keys?
No, Cage. That's my actual name.
Seriously?
Yes, seriously. It's not
His
spelled
actual
K-A-Y-J.
government name is Keys, actually.
That's actually pretty fucking cool.
It's spelled
He's
K-A-Y-J.
named after a cage, bro. Is that cool? Like what?
They were like, we're gonna put this.
Are
one
you
in
gonna name your son Cage Junior?
We're gonna
I
we're gonna
debated
force
with
feed him
Grace on that.
philosophy
She said
books
she would
until he's
castrate
10.
me in my sleep if I did that.
Yeah, when you're
Weird one is my wife is a junior. Her mom has the same name.
Really? That's uncommon for women.
I don't feel like
Yeah.
I would ever name my child after myself. It's weird.
Wow, I don't know that I've ever heard of that for. They wouldn't call a woman junior though.
If I ever,
she is a
if
she
I'm
is a
ever-
junior. They just wouldn't
if
call
I'm
her.
ever blessed with a girl, there's like a tradition in my family where the mother's name becomes the middle name. So I would have.
Yeah, that's what happened for my sister.
Same in our families.
Yeah, so my child will have the middle name of Whitney if I ever get blessed with a
Poor
girl.
girl.
Really? The women in my family are just like completely forgotten about. It's terrible.
I thought you were gonna say it's amazing.
No, I was like, no, like seriously, if you were to trace my family lineage back, with the women, it doesn't even fucking matter. Their last name isn't important. Their first name isn't important. They lose all that shit. They lose their last name, then they eventually like their first name disappears to history.
The last 4, Tiny, or you want the 3 on the back?
That's the CVV. Don't give out your CVV because then it's just trivially easy after like 9 different billion combinations to get the card number.
Well, see, my middle name is my mother's name, and then my mother's name is Drew.
Yeah, my sister's middle name is my grandmother's first name, so I see what y'all are doing.
So hopefully I'll get to do that. But, whatever.
Technically, I didn't know. I mean, I didn't know this until I did it. But the man can change his name as well. So when me and Grace got married, we changed our last names to the same thing. That's like distinct from our families. So like you could start an entire like fucking legacy.
I feel like that should be standard. Like when you get married, it should be part of the form you fill in. I want this new surname, or I want a hyphenated name, or I want my husband's name.
A lot of Latina women don't take the name, or they'll hyphenate.
A lot of like, at least I don't know y'all, but like my name includes my mom's maiden name.
Or they'll just attach the last name, like
Yeah.
they whatever.
I didn't take my husband's name when I married him.
DE and
You're married, Yaya?
Was.
AR's whole world just shattered hearing that.
What?
He's got a sultry voice, that's for sure.
I wanted to submit a coat of arms too.
Hear what?
First you get married, then you submit your name change, then you wait 6
What are you saying, bro? Like, damn.
You know, bro, I'm just fucking with you, bro.
I didn't hear what you said. I don't know what happened.
No, is that Yaya was like, I didn't take my husband's name, and you're like, you're married?
No, I said you're married.
That wasn't me.
I keep forgetting you guys are adults with your own lives. So like when you guys tell me you guys like have done something in a setting, it's like holy fuck, I forgot you were sentient.
Yo,
Yeah, it's just kind of like babies when we disappear out of your orbit. We don't exist anymore.
It really is. I think you guys stop existing, which is depressing.
That is depressing.
Kind of ADHD.
Yeah, I stopped thinking about you guys as real people.
Yeah, tell me right
I
fucking
think
now.
about you
are
guys
making
while I'm
your
like
breakfast.
doing work and stuff. I'm like, oh, I wonder what Witt's
Oh, I
doing
do
now.
too. Yeah.
I think about how much I hate you
I mean,
guys.
it's only the people that I give a shit about. So there's that.
Would you guys recognize somebody from like? How would you know somebody?
I
from
would know your
TikTok?
voice for sure.
It'd be the voice.
Yeah.
For example, like when Zach came in on the 3 different accounts, like he can't hide his voice.
Yeah, I would definitely recognize some of your
I
voices.
don't think I'd recognize like faces as well, but yeah, voices I probably would.
Yeah, like if I was walking in a grocery store and I heard someone asking the cashier if they're making
Like
a truth claim.
If I was like at work and like Paige just called at work to like ask for like how much money was in his account, like I would know it was him.
She would spread that information everywhere. Oh, keep it lucky.
Here's his account number. Here's his routing number. Here's his birthday. Here's his social. Here's his home address.
She would totally just take note of all of that. She wouldn't spread it, but I feel like Whit would be like, I need to have all this information locked in, just in case.
I would.
Well, I'm actually a
You know what I
simulation.
would do is I would
and
I would manually transfer your money like all the time just to fuck with you.
I go back to a liminal space when one of you ceases to think about me, but I won't tell you who that is.
Like, think about it. We're all going to get off the live, and we're all going to go about our own lives, but none of us are going to like think about the other people going through their own lives. So really do stop existing. Right?
Thank you, Gilmore.
I think that it's only in your mind.
I'd never make a truth claim against a cashier. I'd say they made a fucking arithmetic error.
Like, if you had a savings account and a checking account, I would just switch the money all the time.
They're fucking with the coin.
I have that power as a teller.
Notes in the transaction is
Like switch them to a 401k that he can't touch for like 25.
Yeah, or I'll put all your money in a CD,
Yeah.
and you can't fucking touch it.
Force you to save.
Are the pens on chains where you work with?
No.
It's actually depressing. A lot of the normative debaters I used to like hang out with, like Sarah and all of them, they're really close to me in Boston. It's really, it's like actually terrifying because the probability of us running into each other is pretty high.
I've met a lot of people on TikTok before. It's pretty fun.
You're in South. What? How?
Like, there's very few people on
me,
the
and
app that
I
I would like that I would willingly meet in person. The rest of you would just be like,
Ew.
some bad accident.
What if you didn't know? Like, if you knew, would you say something? Like, what if you and what if you and Floopty are out in public, but because we rarely see Floopty, you don't like notice it until he starts speaking, but you haven't spoken yet, so you realize it's him, but he hasn't realized it's you. Would you like change your voice to like, and then like fuck with him later about it, or?
Dude, first of all, if that happened and I knew it was Floopty, I would tell him to stop sending me weird fucking TikToks. Like the first.
You wanted that moment for the longest time.
Yeah.
To tell me.
I'd be like, you know
And
what?
that would backfire because I only send you the good stuff right now. Just kidding.
The good stuff is crazy.
Look, I think any one of you, absent a few at this point, if I just heard your voice and you were there, I would approach you and I would be like, hey,
Yeah.
you're definitely that person on TikTok. And you're
Nah, I
like,
deny the shit out of it.
Yeah, what if
deny the shit out of it.
That's
You
mean.
that's like me.
I just gaslight the
I
fuck
don't
out of
know
you.
who
I'd be
you
like,
are.
no, I think you're like absolutely insane. What is this TikTok debate stuff you talk about?
Ticky tacky.
And how do you even like what? How would you make yourself seem not batshit insane? Because like part of you is gonna be like, no, it's more probable and more expected that this guy is in a cage.
Yeah, like what if you did hear someone that sounded exactly like someone you know from here, and then they just end up not being them, and then just like,
Dude, Robbie Rob sent a guy fucking what was it? 300? No, sorry, he was gonna send him $300 for financial aid because he thought it was me because the guy sounded like me and I had a different name.
bruh.
So Robbie texts me and he's like, "Hey, you have to stop making new accounts because I'm sending money to the wrong people."
Oh, Coco's awake.
Yeah.
You grinding?
Welcome back, our Nigerian prince.
Oh, that would have been a sick name, Coco, but no, you chose the controversial compass.
That'd be really funny if one of you like walked up to me and you're like, "Are you Mr. CoCo from TikTok?" And I'm just
Mr.
like,
CoCo
Tell
is
me now,
crazy.
why would you say Mr. CoCo?
I would never
Mr.
say
CoCo is crazy in
that. It would
person.
never come out of my mouth.
I'd say it in my Nigerian accent so you wouldn't know it's me.
like you walk up and you're like, "Are you?"
Why is she laughing? That was fucking
That was
gold.
so fucking funny.
That was so accurate.
Are you?
Tears come out because I wasn't looking at my phone. I just heard this voice and I'm like, that sounds like Cage, but that's not Cage. And then like I looked at my phone and your profile was lighting up and I was like, holy shit, that's really good.
See? I see Coco. I could pass as one of you.
One of you is crazy.
I'm not sure about that.
What do you mean, Coco? If me and your parents look, the only reason I got the act, I started practicing the accent was because I heard you were asleep and I heard your parents talking in the background for like 20 minutes, and I'm like, I could totally mimic that accent. So
Can you do it again?
I can't do it on command, unfortunately.
I just
I
know
don't
that
know how he says
Nigerian
that because
parents
he was
are
having a
very
whole
creative
debate.
with their insults.
I gotta get into the rhythm. It's like a rhythmic.
He
It's
was
got like a
talking
certain
about like
rhythm to it.
epistemic something and I'm like, what the fuck? It was just
It's hard to
so
say. It's hard to
wow.
say big words in like the accent. I don't know what to say.
That's not how Nigerian people sound.
False.
Coco,
Oh, Morocco out there. Like what? What do you mean? Just fucking throw a bunch of random different like terms out like that? Yeah, of course I speak that way. It'd be enough for sus to think I'm Nigerian.
Nah.
I just throw in like a casual colloquial usage that Nigerian.
Bro, listen, Cage, bro. Like, I am, one of the beans. Okay, so I can spot a bean in the wild.
It's like saying I'm black. I can spot anything.
Same for me.
Yeah, bro. It just is the case. I can spot a bean, bro.
Except that sometimes it's not a
saying
bean.
bean.
I just realized
Surprisingly, Wit has that gift as well.
I do
This
have
guy's
that
not
gift,
good at spotting beans, by the way. He literally thought a white guy.
When I
was-
do,
That guy
I call
was
ice.
definitely a beaner, bro.
He was not, bro. He literally said
What are you
Christmas is
talking
done.
about?
I am one too. It's okay.
We're talking about this guy. Yeah. We're talking about this guy that was up here. Literally the whitest guy you would ever.
No, bro. Like, look, AR. If you
The
have you been
whitest guy. I've
AR,
never
have you
seen
been to
a whiter
California?
guy. The sunglasses that he has on.
Hey, bro, AR. Have you been
Yo.
to Cali or Texas, bro?
And
I'm
he
trying to
also
tell
said
you.
he only knows Spanish because of an ex-Latina he dated. He literally
That's
said
fucking cap. That's some shit that like. That's
Wait,
definitely
shush, I
shit
want to hear
people
what
say.
Ayo says.
He literally said that. He said that. Hey, look, the only reason I know.
Yeah,
this
like people be
is
bullshitting on. You
because
think I
I
haven't
had a
joined lines
girlfriend.
like I'm not Hispanic?
What's more probable? He's just lying to you just so we can fuck with you more?
Yes.
Or he's
Like,
actually
bro, because
being
Hispanic people will do
honest.
that. That's some shit I do, bro.
Yeah, but you clearly sound Hispanic. Like you sound like you jump
Hispanic
walls
people are
for fun.
generally honest. Or
How do I
just-
sound that I'm? How do I sound Hispanic?
Why would
Because
he
you
lie?
sound like a fucking triathlon with your hopping ass.
He literally couldn't even say like some of the Spanish words that he was saying didn't sound.
I would recognize AR's voice in a second if I were out in public.
Yeah, definitely.
AR Kilgore was around back. That was like 12 hours. It was literally 12 hours ago. It was at 3 p.m. yesterday.
What?
This conversation about the fucking guy.
All I'd have to hear
That
is
was
like,
today.
yo,
No, that
bro. That's
No,
crazy.
it's Sunday now. You fucking
Yeah,
moron.
yeah. This was yesterday.
Yeah, you're right. But that wasn't. Like, was that?
Yeah, it was 3 p.m. on Saturday.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I think if I heard somebody with like Ayora's voice, I would like double take.
Shut up, huh?
Oh my god. No,
Tell me
not
I don't
again.
sound Nigerian.
No, that doesn't sound Nigerian.
He's like telling you no.
CoCo, you're being fussy. You know it's good.
I heard you flinch when I said that. I know I fucking sounded legit.
Yeah, he just had Vietnam flashbacks. Why are you doing that?
CoCo just wants to be the only Nigerian.
If I took you to Nigeria and you spoke with that accent, they would think that you're mocking them.
That's half true.
No, he's imitating them, which is a form of flattery.
He would force them
Flattery,
into a debate about how it's mocking.
Yeah, he would. In the accent.
I do it with English people too, Coco. I have a friend named Cal who's like a mutt, an English or UK mutt. He spent like so many years of his life in different kingdoms. Now that we know that it's called, so he has like a weird accent, and I try to mimic it, and I swear to God, I haven't nailed it yet, but I will. It'll take me fucking 4 more weeks.
You'll get it.
Cal,
I think it'd be really cool to like go to Nigeria with you guys.
I don't
think
that
that'd
would
be
be
safe
cool
for
at all.
women.
Why would I want to go there?
It'd be like, oh, look at the gorgeous.
Yeah, why would you like to go? Why would you want to go there?
What? What do you?
No, his accent. He's got his accent.
Look at the beautiful people, huh?
No, there's no.
Look around.
It's not terrible. I'm not gonna lie.
your
I know a lot of
reaction tells me
Nigerian
that-
people.
It's working.
Your reaction tells me that he's got it down.
I know a lot of Nigerian people.
He doesn't.
It's not
it's,
that bad.
It's just so like it's overemphasized.
It is.
Not
It is.
overemphasized, huh?
But it is. But it's there.
Look, Coco, if me and you were to talk together, I swear to God, I sound like I'm from Africa.
No.
It does sound African.
Please make another account for this persona.
No, please.
Make another account and put Coco's uncle.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
CoCo, remember when you had that stalker named Mr. Cuckoo?
I want you to.
Yeah. I still
Paige, I want you to debate Kunta with a different account.
I still haven't figured out who that is.
We gotta Coco set that shit up now.
Mr. Cuckoo, I don't even know.
Mr.
Okay.
Coco's uncle.
Man, that's crazy. No, I do mess some shit up. Like I can't quite get the anger rant where they typically rant off and whatever Igbo.
Bro, they get real
phrases they
creative
know.
with those insults.
I can't do it yet.
Oh,
And then like
God.
the insults is like Forrest is right. The insults are so creative and so personal. I don't know how to do
They
that.
say shit like wisdom is chasing you, but you run faster. Like
That's funny.
Yo, that was
the
the
language
funniest
they're in.
insult ever, yo. Every time I hear that shit is funny as hell.
Wisdom is chasing you, but you run faster. That's
Y'all have all seen the guy that
But
goes up to his dad and annoys him.
yeah. Mm.
Are you running?
Fucking love you.
Why are you running?
That's how I feel with like.
Why
the
am
British
Why are you
accent,
Who
like,
who says I am gay?
Why are you gay?
I'm gay.
Why are you gay?
Sometimes I'll do the British accent and I'm pretty good at it, but then like I'll just fuck up, like, and then it's like.
Mr. Pepe Julian, should I call you Mister?
I feel like it depends on what part of Nigeria you're from, because the South feels like it's a lot less emphasized because of the large cities. But like, if you go to the fucking backcountry, Coco, I sound identical to those motherfuckers.
No, I don't think so.
Hey,
maybe
have
if
you
you-
looked up Nigerian slurs or?
You're right. I haven't looked up Nigerian slurs. Give me a second.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll do some research as well.
I think that accent would result in someone getting in a fight with you.
What? Like, I'm just trying to help.
make a fool out of me.
I
eh?
cannot win against the. I was gonna use this. Slip my bad. No, I don't think I can win against like a 6'4" fucking Nigerian. I don't think that's possible.
Aren't they like the fastest people out there?
No,
That's
those are the
Jamaica.
Kenyans.
Blue gum is a good
Oh,
one.
that's the Kenyans. Oh.
The Kenyans and the
Bacons are
Jamaicans
thin.
fast.
Nigerians
Usain
are fucking
Bolt.
bulky.
I think blue gum right off the bat is
Wait.
pretty solid.
Who's like what ethnicity is Usain Bolt?
Jamaican.
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 Yeah.
That's the most
You're
popular,
making me
like,
crazy.
the most
Ethnically,
iconic flag ever.
Ethnically, he's Kenyan, but nationality-wise, he's Jamaican.
Wait, really?
Yeah, they're trying to get him to join the
That's like a
bobsled
double
team, but
whammy.
he said, "I'm a sprinter."
Yeah, most Olympic
Cool Running
gold
show.
runners are from Kenya or Nigeria.
Cool
Have we
Runnings.
figured out why they're so
Yeah,
fast though? Like, why is that a thing?
think
It's
it's
that
their
fast
physique.
twitch muscle fibers. That's what it is.
Oh, really?
Jamaican me crazy.
Kenyans are known as like the best.
their
Kenyans are known as
aerodynamic.
the best. Kenyan and Ethiopian are known as the best like marathon runners as well.
In no way.
You want to know a random trivia
Just
fact
like
about
an
Cool Runnings?
adaptation. Is it just an adaptation to like the area or what? Like I don't
Oh
know.
well, they are on the they are elevated.
Wait,
in their,
is this a theist talking about adaptations?
Uh oh.
I'm sorry. I accept adaptation, you dickwad.
Oh, there was a bunch of white women on the western side of Kenya, and they were all on the eastern side, and they had to get there fast.
Answer's yes, Wit.
Okay, so it has to do something with like the environment that they grown up in and stuff.
No, it just has to do with white
Also,
blood cell,
also their
red
body
blood cell.
types are just groomed for marathon running. I used to run track and cross country, especially long distance, and that
I
body
was
style.
curious. I just didn't know why they were like so much faster than everybody.
Yeah, the body style and their elevated the geography is elevated over there.
I want
Especially
Coco. How much would I have to give you in coins to let me speak to one of your parents as if I'm one of your friends from Nigeria on TikTok for 5 minutes?
Oh no!
Indigenous Americans also are very fast runners, especially like the Seneca tribes up by New York. They used to run for like days on end.
That's
No
fucking
way.
crazy.
You'd have to scroll all the way to the bottom of like the gift list.
Oh
and give
my
you the
God.
top gift.
Paige, can you look up who the fastest
What's the name of
European?
it? Sorry, go ahead, but
I just wanted to know. He's just like
the fastest who?
European.
Wow, that's a good question. I know who the fastest American is. I know who the fastest.
You'd have to give me a TikTok universe.
But
How much is that? Like
scored
That's a lot. Like you
Cool
could lose your
Runnings?
life.
Kylian
Yeah,
Mbappe,
go ahead,
who's
QT.
also black.
You know who scored Cool Runnings? You'll never guess.
Mbappe, I think Mbappe broke one of the world
It was
records.
Hans Zimmer.
Really?
The fastest European.
I'm not even joking. Hans Zimmer scored Cool
Mbappe's
Runnings.
from Tunisia. Mbappe's half like Tunisian and he's French or whatever. He's like half Moroccan, half Tunisian.
Well, wait a minute. Okay, what did you say, Cage?
I
know the
said
flag
the
of
fastest European is Kylian Mbappe.
He's a soccer player.
He's not in
That doesn't
track.
sound European.
Yeah, he's not. Look, he's not in track. He's not in track.
He plays
you wanted a
soccer. He's
white
fast
one.
and he's young, but he's not faster than these.
Yeah, I'm
spinners.
saying
Yeah, no,
ethnically
Mendes,
European.
Forrest Mendes. He's like Mbappe is like super fucking fast. I think he became the fastest European and like during the World Cup in like 2020.
Yeah, in soccer. He
No,
cannot
no,
compare to
like in
track.
general. He ran this like the whole field in like a couple seconds, but it was fucking crazy in the World Cup. I remember when that happened.
Yeah, but he's still not faster than track players.
I mean, from Europe.
I would doubt he's even faster than American football players.
No, I just googled the dude.
Me
He's
too.
black.
He's not faster than
European.
Tyreek Hill.
Dude, y'all, bro.
Wait, is that
Americans
your
be-
question? Like,
Americans
are
be
you just talking like a
overestimated.
white
No, I'm
person?
like,
Is that what you
I'm
mean?
meaning like
Xavier
like,
Worthy
ethnically
is like
This guy still has
insanely
like
fast.
premium physique.
Nah, Mbappe is really fast, bro.
Like, I get that the guy was probably born in Europe, but I just meant like ethnically
Oh
European.
yeah, I don't know. He's like Tunisian.
Marcel Jacobs is the fastest in the
Just
100
looked it
meter.
up too because Cage and I are not so lazy that we can't fucking type some shit in Google. 9.8 second to 100 meters. That's over 10 meters per second, including acceleration.
Marcel Jacobs. The fastest 1500s is some like Ingrid in some fucking Ukrainian or something like that.
Oh, okay.
White
But
people
what-
are just slow.
They're all. I mean, I don't think there's anybody who's going to be a 100 meter runner that's not black.
What about the
Except for-
fastest Latino?
They're Mexican.
Yeah.
They're
so-
Mexican.
So we're better at cross country than actual like we're like endurance racers, but like Mbappe's fastest speed is like 23 miles an hour, and then
Yeah,
the
Usain Bolt's is 28.
the fastest speed from like elite sprinter from Europe is 26. So he's like 3 miles per hour off. The motherfucker's fast as hell now. I remember he broke a record or something for like at some point because in the World Cup he ran like the whole field in like 5 seconds. It was fucking crazy. There's a clip of it. It's fucking nuts.
I don't know about no goddamn 5 seconds.
Nah, that shit was crazy as hell. Like you have to watch the clip. It doesn't look real. Like he like
Right,
kicks the
Cage,
ball.
what did you find?
And David Ramirez is the fastest Latino sprinter coming from El Salvador.
El Salvador.
Oh man, fuck the Salvadorians.
Was he like?
Hondurans and El Salvadorians do not like each other.
Yeah, fuck
Is he
Salvador.
sub 10 seconds or is he above 10 seconds?
I don't know. I just said he was the
Gotta be
fastest.
above.
It doesn't matter. We're better than them at soccer, and that's all that matters down there. So
You hear there's a kid in high school that ran a 992 in Texas?
Yes. Yeah. Well, hey, I'm from Texas, and Texas takes track as a religion. Football and track are a religion down here.
Listen, I live in Oregon, so I understand.
Oh, okay.
They're taking steroids. I'm guaranteeing it.
Is there a fastest Asian, Cage?
Well, but naturally there has to be. Remember a couple years
It's all
ago?
incredibly interesting.
That white boy, Matt. What was his name?
Su Man from China, 9.83.
Wow.
That's fast as hell.
He's short as shit. He's fucking 5'3".
I used to always cheer for that American sprinter. What was his name? Gay?
Tyson Gay.
Noah Lyles.
Tyson Gay.
Yeah, Tyson Gay. I liked the representation.
Who's
Oh
that?
yeah, brother, he's an ally.
What's that swimmer's guy name that everybody like? He smoked.
Michael Phelps.
Yeah, is he still like the fastest dude or whatever?
No.
No.
Doesn't he have web?
I think his records are
The
still there.
longevity as a swimmer is pretty good, but he's too old now.
But y'all gotta put some respect on Mbappe, bro. He's like 4 miles an hour.
Just text him or something, bro.
No,
Like,
listen,
you're doing tricks on it, dog.
No, listen, I'm being real though. Like,
You know this is how you get
4
pregnant,
miles an
right?
hour. Listen, being 4 miles an hour away from like the fastest speed ever, right, like while dribbling, is kind of crazy.
Listen, there's multiple like NFL wide receivers and cornerbacks that
Are they dribbling
run
a ball?
23 miles an hour in full pads.
Are they dribbling a ball and like going like crossing over people? No, I don't think so. That doesn't
Fucking
matter.
footy.
Yeah,
with
they're
their
juking
balls.
people. What do you mean?
Yeah, dribbling.
What did Xavier Worthy
having
run?
to
Like a
dribble and
4.28?
control a ball while doing that is a lot harder.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
Unironically, when I went to learn how to ski, I looked up who the world's best black skier is, and it comes up with this mixed race woman. And guess what? She's white presenting. So even the best black skier isn't black.
Bro.
White people are just better at everything, I guess.
You know what they say?
You know what? That's like saying I've never seen a depressed, homophobic, racist, transphobe. So one of those properties must be the cure to depression.
Well, who's the fastest woman in the world? Cage is looking.
I think the more important question.
Shikari got first place. Shikari.
Shikari Jackson.
The one with the nails.
No, Shikari Richardson.
She just got lucky. She's freaking fast. I watched some of her. She's amazing.
Yeah.
What did you
It
say?
is Shikari. She just recently got
Told
the
you.
record.
Let's go. I told you, baby.
Didn't she? Wasn't there like a scandal where her grandmother died? So she actually did a bit of leaf.
Weed.
And,
Yeah, she did a little
and they're
weed,
like,
yeah.
"Oh no, you're on substances."
Did a
And that
little
substance
weed.
actually slows you down.
Yeah.
They did. There was also the controversy about her shoes, which didn't matter, and then the controversy about wind speed, which didn't matter.
Yeah, let's be honest.
What ethnicity is she?
Black.
Guess.
Yeah, I guess
Oh, I
from.
didn't hear it. I just didn't know.
Shikari Richardson.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to guess. You're trying to get me fucking canceled over here.
She's from Dallas.
Okay, fair enough.
She's fine as hell too.
She's super fast. If you watch her run, like her body's so powerful. It's amazing.
She's hot too. Oh, and she's bi.
And she's really fast.
And she's got long nails.
Mm-hmm. She's fine as hell.
I think we get it. Okay, she's fine.
Hey, we know you love Mbappe, bro.
Hey, listen, the fucker's fast.
Hey, would you leave your girl for Mbappe?
It depends how much money he's offering.
Okay, fair enough.
Mbappe play for again?
He plays for my rival club, but it doesn't matter though. He's still
Real
really
Madrid,
fast.
I think, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck Real
Oh,
Madrid.
you like Barca?
Hell yeah, bro.
Me too.
You like Barcelona?
Also, Mbappe's an ally because I'm pretty sure he was dating a trans woman for like.
I think that's just a lie people made to like. It was just like banter, bro. I don't really think.
No, he's an ally.
Oh nah.
I thought he was.
No, I don't think he was. I'm pretty sure that was a rumor. People were just bantering.
Okay, like every other rumor that's ever been like talked about a lot, like Benzema with the 15-year-old girl, like
Yeah,
came
but
out to be
like that
true.
might be true, but like a lot of the times with soccer, they'll like make shit up to banter.
I mean, it's not a big deal if you did, but I always thought that was actually true.
No, they were. I don't think so.
Like I never believed like the allegations against like Ronaldo and people like that because I know that women are just gonna come forward to like try to make a
Hakimi,
name
bro,
for themselves.
I remember when Hakimi got charged with rape. I was like, damn.
Like if you, I don't know if anybody's old. I won't say anything, but I don't know if anybody's old enough to remember this. But back when I was just getting out of college, there was a guy named Sean Oakman that went to Baylor, and they had a picture of him online that went viral. He's like wearing like a gold helmet, and like his jersey can't fit him because he was so big. He was like 6'9", like 320 pounds as a lineman, and he was wearing 69. I'm pretty sure too. I think that was the funny thing, but. Some girl came forward, said that he had done some things to her, so they kicked him off the team, and he was about to get drafted top 3, and then like they had like a 3-year long battle, and then like eventually the woman came out and said he didn't do it, and she had already like ruined his entire career. Like nobody picked him up after that, even though he was deemed innocent. Like no NFL team wanted anything to do with him.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, but yeah,
It's kind of fucked up. I mean, even if he raped her, let's be real. I mean, talent's talent. That's just hard to come by.
Whoa!
Oh my
Christ, Gage.
You guys remember when Aaron Hernandez got arrested?
Oh yeah,
but didn't he have
arrested? Yeah, and then he unalived himself.
Didn't they find that he had like brain?
yeah,
Yeah, like his brain was like that of like an 80-year-old person's.
yeah. He had the worst case of CTE ever recorded or something.
Do not play football or any of these like high impact brain.
Yeah, I was talking to my girlfriend about that. Like, when we have kids, like, I don't really know if I want to let them play like football.
20.
That's why I
We've been
encourage
together
all
for, like,
these
5
incels
we've been
to
together for, like,
play
5
the
years,
slap
but-
Olympics.
Okay.
So they can just speed run.
Speed run
You wanna have
TBI. Speed run
kids at
Darwinism.
20 if you want to have kids.
Yeah, I'm not probably having kids anytime soon, but like in a couple years, yeah. But like, I don't know if I'd let them play football. Honestly, it's kind of crazy.
To be one of those Latino dads and say, soccer or baseball?
No, I really like American football. Don't get me wrong. I
Hey,
enjoy
baseball's guaranteed money, dog.
baseball. Nah, baseball's boring as fuck. I wouldn't want my son to play that shit. I'd be bored and sleepy.
Not true. Why don't you just have him play hockey?
You
Oh,
clearly
yeah,
never
hockey's-
played baseball.
Listen, look, the most entertaining American sports are American football, basketball, and then hockey. But baseball, I would
No. If you've never, let me correct you. If you've never been to a game of each in person, nothing is like a hockey game.
Yeah, hockey games are fun as fuck. That's what I'm saying. I've only been to one, and it was really
Hockey is way better than football or basketball live.
Yeah, last night my
listen.
Oilers tied it up 1-1 against
listen.
Dallas right now.
I know. I
Hold
saw
on.
that, and I,
I
want
live
the
in Fort
Stars
Worth.
to
I'm a
win.
Dallas guy.
I live
No,
I
they're
live
gonna
really
walk
close
the
to
Stars.
Knoxville. I live really close to Knoxville,
Fuck you.
Tennessee. I live really close to Knoxville, Tennessee.
Let's see.
and,
Why
like,
are we always against each other in sports? Jesus.
The Oilers in 6. That's what I think.
You thinking 6? No, I think they're gonna win. I think
It's going to be a repeat against the Panthers, and they're going to take it this time.
Whatever.
But hold
That
on.
was a really good Stanley Cup last year.
Just freaking out because I haven't seen the Oilers
I
do
used to
so
be-
well for
I
a
used-
long time.
When I
When I hear Oilers, I think of Houston. Sorry, go ahead, Whit.
It's okay. It's not this ex that I had previous, but the one before. He was a Pittsburgh Penguins fan, and that's when they won like twice in a row.
Crosby.
Lemieux, yeah.
Oh, Lemieux.
Mario
What about
Lemieux.
Crosby.
Crosby
yeah,
was good too.
It's Edmonton Oilers, is it not?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think because it's Calgary.
Plus, no Canadian teams won the Stanley
Oilers.
since '93.
I actually fell in love like with hockey and like the Stanley Cup whenever I had met my ex because he was in the Pittsburgh Penguins. I was like, I didn't realize how like fucking entertaining the Stanley Cup is. It's so good.
Hockey in
I would
general is
argue it's
badass.
probably like one of the best.
Hockey's just soccer on ice.
It's fucking awesome. Except like it's like better than soccer. So
I don't know about that, but hold on, listen. I
hate soccer.
live. Y'all watch college football? Do y'all watch college football?
I watch every sport ever. I'll watch darts. I'll watch badminton. I'll watch.
That's real. But look, I never really watched American football. But then like in 2022, it was my junior year of high school, and then me and my friends, we bought a bunch of tickets to go watch like Alabama.
2022 was your junior year of high school?
Yeah, I'm 20.
Let's get this fetus out of here, guys.
Yeah, but listen, like me and my friends all saved up money to go watch UT and Alabama game, and like
hell yeah,
it was the craziest. That was the game where they won, bro. Like we stormed the field, and then like we were fucking drunk as hell. We threw the damn field goal into the fucking river. That shit was amazing.
I had a time like right after I graduated high school. My friend was running track for Texas, and she invited me to a game. And her boyfriend at the time was some fucking fraternity, whatever. And I was like, he was like, "Hey, you want to go to the game?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah!" I was like, "But I don't have any money, you know." And he's like, "It's all right." He's like, "Hey, Pledge," he's like, "You kind of look like Forrest. Come over here and give him your ticket and your ID." And he was like, "But I wanted to go." And I was like, "No, don't do that to that kid." He was like, "He doesn't fucking matter." He was like, "What did I tell you?" He was like, "Give him your ID and give him your ticket." I got to sit front row, like student seating. I could have reached out and touched Bevo, but like the girl next to me did it and got arrested. So I wasn't going to do that.
Bro. But yeah, like ever since watching that game in person, American football's up there, but
it's just that's gonna be the most raucous atmosphere possible. Like UT, Alabama, you know.
Yeah, that shit was crazy, bro. That shit was like
it's gonna have the feel of a national championship game.
I know, that shit was fucking insane. And when we won, like the field goal, that shit was amazing. I was like, holy shit. I didn't even give a fuck about football until then. I was like, damn, all right.
Yeah, I've been to all different types of sporting events, but I'd say that hockey is the craziest environment.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I've been to soccer games in like South America, so it's like those are fucking insane, but like they don't play about that shit over there.
I went to the Mexico Honduras game.
Yeah, I saw the Brazil Paraguay game in like Allegiant Stadium.
Okay, over in Miami.
No, it was in Las Vegas. They played for like the what the fuck is it called? The Nations League, not the Nations League. The CONCACAF.
Look, I will tell you this: when I went to France in 2006, they were in the World Cup, I think.
Wait, 2006?
That was the year that Sus was born.
I was 1 year old, bro.
I think we were one, but
I was
I'm sure they were like playing against Italy in the semifinals.
Yeah.
Is that the one where Zidane headbutted the dude?
I don't fucking know.
No, that's not. That's when Zidane. I think this one Zidane. Like he scored a penalty with the Panenka and it hit the bar and then went to the.
I watched that game in France, like in like a pavilion, and they projected it like on like a building.
Oh hell yeah!
That must have been amazing.
They're fucking crazy over there. And we found out later that night. Or I guess earlier that morning, or whatever. That next day, there was like all over the news that like. There was like some Italians or something that were there, and they had like opposing jerseys, and like these French people fucking pushed them onto the track and killed them because they got.
Damn.
Yeah, they don't play about that. That's a little too much, but like I will say, like I hate the fact that the World Cup's happening in America, just because I know Americans don't give a shit, and it's like a sad place to have it. 'Cause it's like I don't know. Like,
yeah, they should have stopped at threatening him to push him in front of a train.
But yeah, bro.
That's a little bit much.
But it's like, bro, like, I wish America was into soccer because it would be so insane to see the celebrations if we won a World Cup or something. Because just they threw like an 8 million person parade for Messi whenever he won.
We are into soccer. It's just that we're not as good as the other countries.
Well, yeah, no. If we put
we're getting better with our clubs, but not that great.
If we put all our focus on
resources.
Yeah, we would definitely be like top 10 country. Probably like a couple, like fucking 6 World Cups or some shit, dude.
Well, we can't be good at everything.
Yes, but
nobody's better than us at football. Nobody's better than us at basketball. Nobody's better than us at.
Does anybody else play football?
Well, yeah, no one really plays American football though. Who cares?
Well, I know, but nobody would be better than us at football. Nobody's better than us at baseball. Nobody's better than us at basketball.
I mean, there's a case for Japan for baseball, but
and there's a case for
Japan or maybe Dominican Republic, but that's about it.
There's a case for Eastern Europe for basketball. Let's be real.
For example, isn't it literally the world versus USA every year in the Summer Classic? Pretty sure it is.
Didn't Japan win the last classic or something?
Say again, running is pretty up there. Running is Kenya, Jamaica. The United States always has somebody that competes with the top guy though. Tyson Gay was that guy for quite some time. And did somebody mention another name? What was the other name? Sorry for coughing.
Who do y'all think's gonna win the finals this year on the NBA?
OKC.
I want the Pacers to win. I wanted the Knicks to win.
Who's still in it? Are the Clippers still in it?
No, but it's the Knicks, the Pacers, the Wolves, and OKC.
It's Thunder versus
the Wolves were doing
and
pretty
then
good.
Pacers versus Knicks, and I think
They were, but the Pacers are like giving them back shots right now. Yeah.
2-0?
Halliburton is just like fucking them over and over. But yeah.
Okay, Hallie.
The Nuggets out.
Yeah, fuck the Nuggets. Yo, what happened? Oh. Yeah. I don't know. I want to
dropping from sports talk.
Yeah, the two girls, they don't want to hear the brochacho speak.
I'm definitely. I hope that the Knicks win because I would love to see
New York. Yeah.
No, my guy Bronson.
I'd like to see an American Cyclist be good without all the cheating.
Or the nut cancer.
No, that was a good thing actually. We got to talk about his nuts all the time.
That's true. So how are your nuts feeling today? Oh, we only got one of them left. So.
Do you put it on one side of the seat every time?
Oh my god! Everybody had those Livestrong bracelets too, and I still have a pair of Livestrong shoes from like 2008.
Those like magnetic bracelet things that were supposed to align your chakra or some shit.
Oh, it's the same thing as the fucking copper socks or whatever. But yeah, the sports bands,
or like a foil one.
The sports bands. What were those called?
I'm trying to remember. It was like a balance thing.
Yeah,
they used to sell them by like pushing people's hands and like, look, you can balance.
Yeah. I regrettably think that I had one of those. I don't think I purchased it, but I think I had one.
I might like give it to you.
I want to say that.
Here, Sonny, you want to stay balanced.
Well, you're out there on that damn soccer field running like a criminal.
Take this with you. It's an hour's usage for AOL.
Yeah, I've seen you on that AIM over there. I heard the closing door sound when you log out. That's how I know that you're my age. Like you go.
Yeah, I played like the original Doom on Windows 95.
Ooh, I had it on a 64, but I didn't have it on no computer.
Was the original Doom on N64 too?
Sorry. I'm thinking of Duke Nukem.
Oh, I had Duke Nukem too.
I'm here to kick ass.
It was on a PS2. No, it was PlayStation 1.
I'm all out of bubblegum. Yeah, no, Doom was on 64 as well, though. Yeah.
I still remember the first time I played GoldenEye.
That music is iconic.
That's the one where you could get like the RC helicopter or whatever when you're doing a match, right?
Yes, and the slappers only.
Yeah. That was way back when.
Yeah. And like we used to have like when we got computers in the classroom, we thought it was like fucking the shit.
Did you have Kid Pics?
What's that?
You never used Kid Pics?
You mean hit clips?
No, it was a program on the computer that was like a drawing thing that I felt like it was super popular because all the schools had like Netscape or whatever.
Yeah, that we did.
Yeah, like Kid Pics was like one of the things that came with Netscape, I think, and like everybody.
You're gonna
had
make
that.
me look this up and like feel.
It's gonna flood you with a memory like the second you see the UI.
Nah, there was this other game too that like we used to play on the computer. It was like an educational game. And we had it at the Boys and Girls Club too, but I can't remember what the name of it is. But if I saw it, I just remember playing that game.
Was it like the Jumpstart games?
Yes.
Yeah, you played those.
Yeah. Wait, Kid Pics? I'm not searching up Kid Pics on the internet.
It's a real thing, and it's spelled with an X for you.
Okay, that's what I was gonna say. Yes. Yes,
Yeah.
100% yes.
And it had a bunch of sound effects, whatever you would change to the screen.
Yeah, kid pics on the internet's gonna get me on an FBI list. I'm already on enough of those.
I love getting boomer Christians to Google search Sonic inflation.
Oh no!
I've gotten like 2 of them at least with it.
Oh my god! Let's get them to search like Overwatch R34.
Yeah, exactly.
Or Jesus R34 or anything R34.
Yeah, consumption, like vor stuff.
That's so wrong. Taking advantage of old people is just it's a pastime, though. You know, it's like a time.
Yeah, it's because we grew up learning how to navigate this information highway, while one group was like, "It's full of misinformation
and the devil."
Yep.
And like grandma was like,
the misinformation found out that if you just claim to not be the devil, then people will listen.
Yes. And now we have it as president.
Yeah, did you hear him talking to West Point?
I don't. Oh,
bro, you got to watch the West Point one. That's going to be like a highlight reel.
Incoherent?
He was talking about fucking how much of a disappointment trophy wives can be to like West Point. Yeah, and then talking about his billionaire friends and stuff and his second wife. So like it was crazy.
He has no respect for anyone, but like, come on, the military, dog. Like, that's like the most.
That's the only thing that's keeping me grounded is that like the really like strength of force right now is millennials and Gen Z. Like I don't really think that there's gonna be.
There's never gonna be another president like Trump again.
I don't think so. Yeah.
It's these stupid fucking boomers, and they voted for a dude that's a convicted rapist, like failed miserably in his last election. Did nothing that he said.
I think there are a lot of people who are bad people, but I think a lot more people are just so fucking tired of the status quo that they just saw like the same trajectory constantly, and they're like, this is not what I want. I want to shake up, and they don't pay attention to politics enough, you know?
They definitely don't, because Trump said that he was going to eliminate the national debt. He increased it by 7.8 trillion. He said he was going to build a wall. Mexico was going to pay for it. That never happened. He said he put the U.S. first.
Well, it's like a slop fest. That's what Trump is really good at doing, is making it so that it's so much of a trudge to look at the stuff that like nobody wants to like really look at it, you know?
Well, he said he won with the uneducated, and he was correct. His base can't even name 3 policies from 2016 to 2020 that supported them or helped them. I'm just as into political debates as I am religious. In fact, I'm probably more fervent about it because you know how people are like, well, if you don't believe in the Bible, why do you know it so well?
Yeah.
Why do you debate it? Well, it's because you fucking idiots are making laws in my goddamn country. And even though we have separation of church and state, and we have freedom of religion, we don't have freedom from religion, and that's the fucking problem.
I just think we can reason with wit to get her to accept evolution eventually.
Wait, she doesn't accept evolution?
No, she doesn't.
Okay, well, it's a fact. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. But I heard Kai is also a flat earther. Is that this guy?
Is Kai's a flat earther? I didn't know that.
Somebody said, and it could be a different Kai, maybe, but he's a fucking moron, and so is Russell. And I think that deep down they know that they're bad at this, like really bad at this. I think they.
How is Darth Dawkins no longer a pre-subber? That doesn't make sense.
Who said that?
Angry Reddit atheists.
I know Reddit atheists, but I don't know angry Reddit atheists.
I get it. It was a setup for a punchline. Bro, is everybody else asleep now that Flores is gone? Jim, I know you're asleep. CoCo, did you fall back asleep? And AR, you're out. Damn. All freaking. All right, I'll leave you. Have a good slumber, everyone.